So today we are probably finishing this scenario. We shall see, but for now we'll spend experience points. Gustav, tell me, what are you buying?
I'm gonna do 5 intelligence.
5 intelligence, okay.
And puts me at 63.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's nice.
I'm down to skills. I've roleplayed some of this in the past 6-8 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 I have options for. I'm not sure what you'll let me have at this point.
Which one,
academic knowledge, science.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare poison. I have not done that yet, but I've been talking about it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And speak language classical. I know I've made a few like I tried doing botched Latin.
I can
Johannes,
either
I know he knows classical.
I can either give you the very basics of language or the science. Poison, you would probably need to spend a bit more time on that.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do academic science then.
Okay, sure. Johannes, what about you?
Well, just looking at I could do some more stats, but I'm not sure how much I need to bump my. I only have 200 to spend, so I'm not sure how much that would really help me in this last bit.
Because you are either getting a +1 attack or wound or +5 to your main stat, right?
Right, yeah. And all I have left is I could get +5 more in my intelligence or +10 more in my fellowship, and I don't feel my essentially those are both fairly high. So what I'm thinking is, looking ahead, I have a bunch of skills that I haven't gotten for my merchant class that are ones that you have to take a little bit of time to learn. So I'm thinking,
cheers,
excuse me, bless you, of holding on to it, and then during our downtime spending my stuff on like learning how to drive, learning how to ride.
Okay, sure.
That kind of shit.
Yeah, like
Does
I
that
said.
make sense?
Yeah, cheers.
Jesus.
Like I said, during your downtime you'll be able to buy whatever you want, because there will be enough time to learn everything, like literally everything.
Right.
If someone wants to, we want to become like a magician's apprentice, maybe not, but everything academic, no problem. So Sean, if you want to just hold onto your points for now, I'm completely cool with that.
Yeah, I mean that feels like the right thing to do, just in case I suck at my at my role play and don't get enough points to buy all the other shit.
Sure thing, no problem. Lambert, what about you? What are you buying?
I am buying 5% in my ballistic skill, bring me up to 50.
Mm-hmm.
And I am buying +1 attack. So I'm at 2 attacks now.
Okay, very nice. 50 and +1 attack. Cool. And finally we have Sir Gaston Larue.
Alright, let's see. So, I guess I'll defer to everyone. Do you think I need to bolster my weapon skill, strength, and toughness still, or
what's your
does that
toughness?
seem like the right toughness is 52?
Yeah, so putting it up 5 isn't going to give you any benefit right now, other than
getting you
being
closer
to getting getting closer to a benefit the next time you spend.
Okay.
So that's why. So that's the exact reason why I decided not to, is because it's like, yeah, I would get some benefit, but do I really need it for finishing this part of the story?
If I boosted my weapon skill, it'll put me to 60 something. So
That would help you.
Yeah.
Weapon skill is never a bad thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, true.
That's
If you have
why
wounds or attacks,
that's why I brought my
those are probably
ballistic
your
up.
best
Sorry, what
option.
What was that, Bran?
I said if you have wounds or attacks available, those are probably going to help you the most right now.
I have 2 attacks. Can you buy an attack?
Yes.
If you have one available.
Yes, if you can.
If you have, yeah.
If you can buy another one, because for example, if you have a career which gives you +1 attack, and then you start second career which also gives you +1, you can't buy it. The second career needs to have +2, and the third +3, and so on. That's how this works.
Okay.
Yeah. So
if you decided to stop, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I thought he was already at 2 attacks.
Yeah,
I am at 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So if your current career says 2 attacks, you're still stuck at 2 attacks.
Okay.
If it
Well, I'll
said
go
3,
ahead.
then
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm good.
No, I think Brian was saying something, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's so like you could switch to like unlikely careers, like farmer is one where you could be like ex-captain or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you're like, oh, I'm retiring from the battlefield or something. Like, you know what I mean? So you learn these other set of skills.
Yeah.
And you just kind of cap out at your 2 attacks or whatever because you're not doing that on the farm anymore.
Okay. Well, I just went ahead and boosted my weapon skill, and then I guess I'll just hold on to the rest of my XP.
Probably it's a good idea for you guys to hold to some XP, so you'll be able to buy, whatever you want during the downtime.
I'm holding back on 100.
Yeah. Like, of course, there will be a big boost of XP after this scenario for sure, but it's probably good to have some in reserve just in case. Anyway, last time you raided the premises of the Golden Triangle Club, and you've captured the leader. You've captured the leader of the group, Everard Harstein, who told you everything, and not even under torture. He was pretty forthcoming with what's about to happen in Altdorf. According to him, the ritual, like this whole Crimson Shade epidemic, is a part of a ritual conducted by the Dark Elves, the Drukai, in order to supposedly bring their entire fleet right into the middle of the city. Of course, onto the rivers, not inside the buildings or something. At least that's the plan.
Let's place it.
Yeah, or if they'll be unlucky, they'll just materialize within Emperor's Palace. No, but seriousness, the Dark Elves are they are apparently led by one of their kind who has some kind of a huge beef with the Empire, and this is his idea of revenge. Naturally, given that the Storm of Chaos just ended and that the city is mostly, it is guarded, there are soldiers here, but not that many. Same with magicians from the colleges. So the Dark Elves will be able to run rampant through the streets and just, kill, maim, burn, and, worst of all, enslave lots of people. So you've been given a task. You are to go north. I ping on the map here, if I recall correctly, somewhere. Somewhere in this neighborhood, there's a house in where supposedly there's there's either the artifact that is needed for the ritual, or maybe even Garina Akner herself, of course. That's not really Garina, that's not really her name. Because she's... by the way, who's taking notes today? That's a good question.
Today's my 3rd session.
Okay.
But if somebody else wants to start their next session,
No.
but okay.
I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't conveniently forgetting it was my turn.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm up next.
Yeah. I'll sit here in my hoarder room and take notes then and not clean.
Yeah.
Just can you hear how miserable it sounds?
Yeah.
Okay, but don't worry.
I gotta clean up in here. That's why I said that.
No worries. I'm sure that there won't be that many notes today, but we shall see. Anyway, you don't really know the name of the Dark Elf sorceress masquerading as Akner, but she should be there and should be finalizing the ritual. So the witch hunter in charge Ginter Klinger immediately ordered everyone nearby to march towards this direction after getting equipped for the task. But I mean, you've already been equipped for the raid at for the raid on the Golden Triangle Club, so you have everything you need, I think, on you right now. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, the witch hunter gave me a pistol with a shot in it. It's best craftsmanship.
Yeah, because it belonged to Everard. Now you have it. Yes, that's true. So You four.
I have no training in this weapon, but best craftsmanship is still good.
Yeah, because it still gives you +5.
Plus
So-
5 to your ballistic skill.
Yeah.
Wasn't it something stupid like 2,500 gold or something like that?
I think best craftsmanship is much more expensive. 2,500, I think, is the basic price for a pistol, or maybe 500, 150. I'm not sure.
It's got encumbrance reduced by 2.
Yes, that's true. And it doesn't jam. You can only have a malfunction if you botch.
Well, I have no training in it, so that's good.
Yeah.
I think you should get that thing appraised.
I think I should sell it.
Or you can learn to use it in the during the downtime. But it's of course up to you. Anyway, you four, Ginder Klinger and his entourage, including Margun Hautman and the rest of the henchmen, of the Inquisitor henchmen, and you Sarun Thundercoat, the Dwarf Slayer. You are moving out immediately towards the northern part of the city, and there are few black carriages bringing you all in that direction. You're being followed, or actually rather escorted by Reichsguard knights, the Reichsguard who took part in the assault, led by Preceptor Kunibald Fellenbach. And unfortunately, this time there's no steam tank, since steam tank, it stayed right next to the Golden Triangle. Moving it through the streets of Altdorf would take way too much time. So unfortunately, no steam tank for you. There are also no magisters, even though as you are riding in the carriage with Margon, she says that right before they left, Ginter Klinger sent a message to the colleges informing them of what is about to happen. That said, you can all roll perception tests. Let's start with this.
Oops, let me find my perception skill.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Perception.
Johannes passed.
Boo.
Lambert
Yeah,
passed.
boy.
Dang.
Yeah, boy.
Oh, Gustav. I presume that Gustav...
Lambert, what do you see with your short-statured halfling eyes?
Gustav and Gaston, you are probably maybe too focused on the mission to come, so you're not really paying that much attention of what is going on outside the carriage. Yes, sorry, Andy. Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that wasn't me.
Okay, sorry. However, Lambert and Johannes, Yeah? What? Someone saying something?
He might be talking to someone else, I guess. Maybe on accident.
Okay. Johannes and Lambert, you notice one thing. As you are moving through the city, at a very fast pace, by the way, you hear from practically every single direction, and both from nearby and from some distance away, the sounds of rioting, of fighting on the streets, of disorder. You hear the clash of weapons, the sounds of wood splintering and the door being broken down. The carriages, they have those drapes, the dark drapes that have been completely put over the windows. But Johannes and Lambert, you know what's going on. There are riots everywhere. Like the Crimson Shade epidemic probably reached the peak. You're not sure if all of the Altdorf has been consumed or only parts. You are right now, you think you've crossed the main bridge and you are nearby the Königplatz, which is here. But yeah, it doesn't sound good. Are you doing anything? Are you saying anything, guys?
That.
What?
Hey guys, you hear that?
Yeah.
I'm watching in horror. My mind is on the guy I had to kill and Marlowe being at the Shepherd's Wand right now.
Yeah, and you also don't know What is up with Shepherd's Wand? Lambert, are you also saying anything? Remember, you were the one to notice that, while your colleagues probably were not.
The sound is coming from Shepherd's Wand.
From all directions. You can tell that. I mean, you are way too far from Shepherd's Wand. Yes, you think that you know, it can be from that general direction, but you also hear it from in front of you, from the back, from the right. You know,
Like the whole city is right.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guys, sound travels weird in the city. Maybe it's a lot more
Crash!
than this.
Suddenly you hear that something hit the side of the carriage. You think that the bottle or maybe a clay jar, you know, it's smashed on the furnishings of this very nicely made vehicle. You hear the race guard shout, and you also hear the coachman, you know, shout their warnings. Like split second later, you can also hear the thunderous roar of a blunderbuss and screams of pain. You don't even have to roll. You hear one of the race guard, perhaps Preceptor himself, crying, "Race guard, protect the carriages! To me! To me!" And then, you know, the sounds of combat as apparently the knights engaged some of the rioters. And now that they are very close, you can hear that the men and women that they are fighting. Remember, you don't really see them unless you want to open, like to pull away the drapes, but you hear those inhuman roars of like pure rage. They don't even utter words; they are just screaming and roaring. And you know the driver, because there are two carriages. One is in one. You are sitting side with Marlon, and in the other one, the Inquisitor, his henchman, and you, Sarlun. And you can tell that, you know, both carriages just began to speed up.
I'll peek out of the curtain. I want to see what the Reichsguard are doing.
You pick off the curtain. So roll me perception test, because this is actually not that easy to see given everything that is happening. I can give you plus 10% bonus for that.
Well, I specifically want to see, like, I already know the city's rioting, so I want to look at and see how the Reichsguard are faring, who's in charge, those sorts of things. So I'm not a military man either, so
of course
I probably wouldn't know uniforms and stuff.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and roll.
Wow. When you've opened, like when you've peeled away the drapes and you try to take a look outside, suddenly another, you don't know what it was, perhaps a bottle, perhaps a flower pot, smashed into the carriage, into the window. Fortunately, the windows are reinforced with those like iron grates, so the glass didn't shatter. However, it's completely covered by this mucky substance. And you know, you can't really see anything, but there are only silhouettes and suggestions of hard combat. You know, you can hear the screams of the dying and the clash of weapons, but then you don't really hear that anymore, except for the screams, because you are too far away. As you are
Does the substance smell?
You don't know what it is, and I mean the insides of this carriage smell more now that there are, you know, 4 grown sweaty men and 1 grown-up sweaty woman inside. You know, right after fighting for a good few minutes, and then making their way back to the Grand Cathedral of Sigmar. So no, fortunately you don't really smell. You think that it's just earth, honestly, or something. Yeah, you are moving at a breakneck pace. No one probably is saying anything, but you can see that even Marlon is looking very unsure. With, you know, she's trying to stabilize, like to brace herself with one hand. The other hand is never far from her pistol, from one of her brace of pistols. The carriage, by the way, you have no idea how long it took for you to finally arrive at your destination. But quite a few times, actually, I will need to roll that, and then you will probably also need to make a few rolls. Let's make this interesting. Let's see. Okay. The drivers are very good, by the way. They are not that very good. Okay, so so
They're
first,
very good until they're not.
yeah, no, actually, it's not even that you were attacked along the way. There were a few missiles pelted your way, but no one. I mean, yes, the drivers probably trampled a few people because you felt this, like, you know, this bumping and screams of agony as the horses in the carriages just drove over a few hapless individuals along the way. I don't know if you react to that in any way. Of course, you can't really help them, just so you know, you are riding too fast. That said, when there were turns and, you know, when the drivers tried to squeeze in, like to fit the carriage like inside the turn, mostly it went right. Few times you were just flying all over inside of the carriage. I would like for all of you to roll me dexterity tests, plus 20%, everyone. Nice.
Woohoo.
Sorry, I'm wait.
What would be dexterity?
Agility.
Agility.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lambert passed, plus 20%. Gaston passed. Gustav, you've also passed, I presume, right? With plus 20%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though you were like bumping into each other inside the carriage, it was especially painful for those who flew into Gaston, given that he has, you know, full plate armor on him. You didn't really receive any major wounds. There are like a few bruises here and there, maybe a few cuts. Nothing threatening. And just, you know, just as you thought that this carriage from hell will never stop, you hear the purr, you know, the cry of the coach driver issue to the horses to, you know, to stop, and the carriage just stops. You all fly. Once again, you all fly inside, but the insides are so cramped that you're just like literally hugging each other as the vehicle stops completely. Margot is just, get out, you know, trying to impose some kind of order, and you are just, you know, you push each other away. You fumble with the door lock, with the door handle, sorry, and then you get outside onto the steaming hot street of Altdorf. In front of you, actually no, sorry, once again, perception tests.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So we all take perception tests?
yes, because this is
Yeah.
just oh yeah, Gaston passed, nice, Johannes. Lambert 9, awesome. Gustav, that's
Well, I'll use a luck.
okay. You use
I have a pretty high.
I can barely hear you,
99.
Brian. I think you should have your microphone.
sorry.
No worries. Closer.
I was looking in the other direction.
Mhm.
So, actually, no, I would fail if it's plus 20 still. I'll use a luck.
Okay, this is basic, by the way. This is not plus 20. Just so you know.
Okay. Oh, yeah, then I definitely need luck.
Nice.
Okay.
You've passed. So, Gustav, when you were the only one who almost fell, you know, face first onto the stone of the streets, but fortunately you've balanced yourself. All of you see that you are in one of the still rather wide but side streets of this neighborhood. You probably are to the north of the city, given that the walls of Altdorf cast their shade onto you right now. They are right in front of you, probably like less than 100 meters, and they are enormous. There are, of course, you know, towers to the left, to the right. You can even see silhouettes of soldiers, of guardsmen patrolling the ramparts. Some of them are even looking at your direction. You know, given your rather dynamic entry, What are you guys doing? Are you doing anything? Are there any declarations?
I am readying my crossbow.
Okay, you are preparing your crossbow. Gustav, what about you? Brian?
Yes, I'm just gripping my club tight, trying to get my head in the zone again.
Okay. No worries. Lambert?
This is like the doors are about to open and it's about to be chaos, right?
Yeah, probably so.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Lambert, what about you?
What is the closest person?
Let's say Johannes.
I mean, like, person I don't like person.
Person you don't like?
Yeah.
I don't know who you do and don't like.
You're saying shit's about to go down.
We don't see anybody
You
yet.
don't
We're
see
in a
anybody
character.
yet. You are.
Oh, we just get that, hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah, it's just for you. It's for
We're
now.
seeing
It's
and saving
you
Private Ryan.
and your comrades. So tell me.
All right, I'm gonna ready my bow,
Mm-hmm.
my short bow, and is the carriage gone or is it still here?
Both carriages are still here, and you see that from the second one, emerged Günther Klinger and his retinue and Josarlun. That said, you also see that you only have about like half of the Reichsguard, including Preceptor. The rest probably stayed behind, in order to stop the rioters who were trying to do you harm.
I'm gonna back up behind one of the wheels of the carriage with my short ass to gain just a little bit of cover.
All right, Gaston, what about you?
I'm putting on my helmet and saying a prayer to the lady.
All right, you say a prayer to the lady, and
Thanks,
as you
Sir
just sorry, Michael, what was that?
No, I was talking to my wife.
Okay. So
I want to say something to Lambert before the door opens.
sure, go ahead.
This is what happens when not enough people honor the god of fate.
What?
Ronald.
The god of fate,
I mean,
not
you can-
faith.
I mean, you could just say that, and then
Well, he has many names and aspects. That's the aspect.
and then the door opens as we're bickering.
No,
Ugh.
the door doesn't
You
open.
pose a fine theological question, sir.
By the way, the god of fate. I know a different god of fate, by the way, and I'm using his avatar right
That's
now.
the Lord of Change, Lord of Fate. This is yeah.
Yeah, but no, just kidding. But right now, the door doesn't open. Even though the Inquisitor henchman, witch hunter henchman, they formed this half perimeter alongside the Reichsguard, ready for anything. That said, all the buildings nearby, they are not really, the doors are locked, the windows are also closed,
Shuttered.
Shuttered. There are practically no humans here. Sorry, no humans. I mean, no citizens, no Altdorf citizens nearby. When you take a glance towards the ramparts, the walls, you see that even the guards disappeared. Perhaps they were just, they saw that there are Reichsguards with you, or maybe the witch hunter, and they decided that it's not their business. However, there's this strange calmness in the air. It's almost unnatural, especially given the fact that you can see multiple stacks of smoke from all directions in the distance, and you can even hear, even from here you can hear the screams and the sounds of disorder, of rioting, of probably good people of the Empire killing each other because of this horrible
They weren't that good enough.
narcotic. Yeah. So sorry, what was that, Michael?
I guess because they weren't good enough.
Probably. Anyway, Klinger says, "All right, we are very close to the place, right?" And he looks at you four, honestly, Johannes, Lambert, and Gustav, because you remember you sent kids here, right? You sent kids to spy on this place.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can you lead us there? Asks Klinger. You see that he has this rapier in one hand, pistol, multi-barreled pistol in the other.
I mean, it's pretty cozy under this carriage.
Yeah, you can see that he doesn't take the joke.
All right, fine, fuck you. I pull I pull my black cloak out of my pack and put that on, and I have. It won't be really necessary yet, but I'm going to be moving with a lot more caution than usual as we approach the actual location.
Okay.
Do I need to roll for like a silent move or a shadowing or something?
You want to go? You want to go first? What you're telling me? Yes.
Yes.
I'll get us back.
Okay, so yeah, you need to go. You need to roll for a silent move. Shadowing is following someone.
That's following somebody.
Yeah.
All right, so silent move. 1 sec. There it is. Boop. I would like to luck that, please.
No worries. You can.
There we go.
Nice.
Dang.
That said, I am also going to roll. All right. So, you are moving first. Gustav, you are moving second, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay like maybe 10 yards behind him.
Okay.
Because I'm not
10
as good at
yards.
this as he is.
Okay.
5 yards, sure. Yeah.
Sure, no problem. 5 yards. Lambert, you are trying to do your best with with what you have here. There's little cover except for the buildings themselves. Like there are a few crates here and there standing on the sidewalks. Unfortunately, no carts, no carriages, nothing like that. And yeah, when you move forward, when you move closer to the destination itself, you see that the facade of the building, of course, in the distance. This is like a large house, practically glued to the walls of the city itself. It has 2 stories. It probably remembers better times given the state of its disrepair and general shoddiness of its roof. Even the walls, mostly made from stone, crumble here and there. The windows most of them are actually open and they are completely dark. They are like they look like those huge gaping maws. And so I would like for you to make a single perception test of sorry, now I need to roll that, and I'm rolling a secret because I need. Okay, roll me perception test and count successes.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Oh, whammies.
You want to reroll that?
I would.
All right. Thanks, voice in my head.
One more left, right? For that.
All right. That's 1.
You had one full success. Okay. So unfortunately, you haven't beat me. You haven't beaten me. Yeah. So how this works is that wait a second. Is that suddenly, as you move closer to this building, and you know that this is the place, because I think that Tidgeman Neuer told you about this place, right? He told you that it is here, and also I believe that Everard Harstein as well told you where you can find Akner. Like he described the building rather well. It's actually close to the. You all know that it's actually close to the haunted cemetery of Old Altdorf, which of course maybe may really be haunted, may not, but this is just this bit of trivia. As you approach it, Lambert, you suddenly hear the whiz of boats. and you're being shot at because I managed to roll surprise on you, and you failed to see the shooter itself. So now I'm going to roll. Sorry, but I also need to do this the same with Gustav, because you are close enough that you can also be under fire. Gustav, if you could please roll first stealth.
I'm not sure I have it, so I'll be rolling on half.
Yes, you will be rolling on half.
Let me make sure I don't have it. I do not.
Okay.
So
Hey!
I think you still passed. Nice. How
I
many?
would hope so.
How many successes, by the way?
Agility is 53, so half of that, 26, I guess, rounded down.
So you have one full success. Okay, so unfortunately you haven't passed. You haven't beaten my roll. But I can also give you the perception roll. With minus... actually, you have minus 20 because, Lambert, you have night vision, right? As a halfling.
Yep.
So you have you have minus 20, Gustav. Unless you have night vision, which is minus 10.
I have excellent vision.
Minus 15 in that case.
Okay. And this is intelligence?
Yes.
Okay, my intelligence is 63 minus 15. That's best.
You've passed, but also I think with only a single success, right?
Let's see. The 8, 48. I had to roll under 48, so is that one success or two?
One. If you have 35, one whole success would be
Passed by 13.
by 13. So that's a one whole success. Okay. So in that case, Gustav, you will be shot by two guys, and Lambert, you also be shot by two guys. From the windows. A hail of small lethal bolts just fly out from the dark windows towards Lambert and Gustav. The rest of you, Gaston, Johannes, and the rest of the party, the Reichsguard, the Inquisitor, stuff like that, you all probably walk like right next to each other with the Reichsguard securing the flanks because they are most armored. You see actually what is happening. That said, you are still like a bit further right now to do anything. So let me roll. Now I need to see this. I also need to see this. Okay. By the way, also remember, I'm not sure if I told that in second edition, both like the caps for bonus and minus modifiers are 30%. So even, for example, if you have 5 attacks, the last 2 attacks will also be at minus 30%, not 40 or 50. This is worth remembering, especially for you, Gaston, because in the future you will probably have like lots of attacks. Okay, so first I'll go with Lambert. First shot. The first bolt flies right past your ear, or does it?
That's your balls.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah.
And you wrap him up in ribbons anytime, man, a bow.
Actually, I think he just missed by 1, I believe, with the bonus. Yeah. Yeah, he literally missed you by 1 because you are surprised, so he gets plus 30. The bolt flew right past your head, the first one, and there are 3 bolts from each shooter total.
That's great.
The second, yeah, the
The suspense is killing me. Can you roll the other 2?
You even hear this this sound of steel.
Out of character, I know what this is.
I know
Yeah.
exactly what it is. Can we get on?
Yes, of steel springs.
Am I going to roll a new character or not, Michael?
being
Come on.
released. Yeah, the second one
Yeah,
got
I'm
you
probably going to roll a new character. Fuck.
got you right in the chest, but they are only strength 2. They are weaker crossbows, by the way. So let me see. Nothing. I mean,
Oh, God.
the second one slipped over your
Oh,
armor.
thank God. Oh, thank God. I thought that was a D100 roll.
No, and the third one.
No, that was damage.
Oh, fuck.
The third one, yeah, it also hit, this time to the head, by the way. Ooh. Oh.
Great.
Damn! Sigmar's Fury.
He didn't pass,
Yeah.
but that was 12 total. Actually, I need to see if they have Mighty Shot. No, they do not. Just double check.
Trying to kill all of us.
Well, I mean that's the plan, you know.
Generally speaking.
They don't,
Critical,
but they have this trait that lowers your armor by 1. So if you have something on
Great.
your head, it's lowered by 1.
So now there's no armor.
So tell me, how much toughness do you have on your head?
35.
So 3.
Toughness 3.
So 12 minus 3 is 9 times 2 means 18 damage total.
Well, guys, I'm dead. I'm down.
No, you're not.
You're not. You are.
I'm at -5.
So my question is: do you want to risk it and let me roll on the critical table? Do you want to take a fate point to avoid the blow completely, which means that the second shooter will also have a full volley for you? Or do you want to spend fate point and just make sure that you survive? But you'll be, for the rest of this particular fight, you'll be out. Not for the rest of the session, but for this engagement right here.
And you have a 50% chance of losing everything. Or, like, each thing is a 50% chance you lose it. Each item you have.
No. It's only... it's not like that. It's... depending on circumstances, for example, if you would be coated in fire or something corrosive, if you take a fate point to survive, yes, I will probably remove one of your items, or maybe just give you a scar that will, for example, lower your fellowship permanently. But you know, it depends.
I'll do the one that takes me out of this fight.
All right. So you had something on your head, yes? Some kind of armor.
I had a leather cap.
So remove the leather cap completely. What happened, Gustav? And you see this right before the bolts start flying at you as well. A hail of bolts just slammed into Lambert. Most of them actually miraculously either tore through his cloak or just slid over his armor. However, one ripped. No, sorry, it didn't rip. It embedded itself into his left temple. Lambert falls to the ground. And he's not moving. He dropped everything he had. You can see the bolt sticking from his left temple. It completely destroyed, like it tore open the leather skull cap. Pieces of it
For
are
all appearances dead as shit.
Yeah, are lying everywhere. You, Gustav, you even see that he has this open, blank, open-eyed stare into the heavens. Lambert is dead, by the way, because we know that Lambert is not dead, but your characters don't know that. And of course, the first shooter in this
Would
case.
I think I could save him, maybe?
Let me put it that way.
Rub my neck with aloe vera? What the fuck?
Let me put it that way. You have a hail of bolts coming in your direction, so maybe let's let's focus on that.
A doctor can do a lot, but you can't cure death.
Yeah. Unless you.
I think I still have two guys shooting at me, though, right?
Yes. That's why you probably for a split second thought maybe I can save him, and then you see the bolts flying from the dark windows. There are no war cries, by the way. You only hear this sound of those metal, crossbow strings being released very, very fast, like the crossbows are almost automatic. How bizarre, right? So anyway. Let me roll for you, Bran. You are also surprised, sadly, which only means that they have bigger modifier to hit you. So the first goes to your head. Yeah.
Oof.
And let me see. 4 plus 2 is 6. Tell me, what do you have on head, and how much toughness do you have?
I have leather and mail.
Mail. You have full mail on you, right?
I don't think it's full mail. Let me check. Actually, not even sure. I think it's just leather.
Okay, so if it's leather, then it's a single point. And how much toughness do you have?
Toughness. 4.
4. So 5 total minus 6 total damage minus 5 is 1 times 2, so 2 damage. So you The first bolt grazed the left side of your head. It opened a huge gash. There's blood coming, down your face. However, that's only the first of the three.
So that's
bolts.
2 that got through them, right?
Yeah, that's you lose two hit points for game mechanics purposes.
Okay.
Second bolt is -10, of course, and he still hits. He hits your leg. I'm going to roll damage now, and 8 total. Tell me how much armor you have on your leg. Toughness 4, right? 1. So one armor, toughness 4. So 3 damage total go through.
Okay.
And final bolt from this particular shooter, minus 20%, and he failed. The third bolt fortunately flew past, but this was the shooter from the this was the assailant shooting you from elevated position. There's also the one hiding in the darkness of an open window on the base floor. Like not the first floor, because I know that you guys count it differently, but I think it's the first floor, right? The base floor is the first floor.
For us, the base floor is the first floor.
So from the first floor.
Europeans always trying to fuck with us.
I know. Yeah, the shot hits. I think 55 is the chest. Let me quickly see. No, it's left arm. Just so you know, because this is going now, we are entering combat. What Lambert did was probably very wise when it comes to fate points. -5 on the critical hits chart that I'm using usually means very bad things. Even if you won't die, and you would have to spend a fate point either way, there's a big chance that you'd, for example, be very, very mangled. So of course it's up to you guys, just a friendly advice. Anyway, he hits you in the left arm for a total of 7. So I think only a single point go through, or do you have a better armor?
4 + 1, so 2 would go through.
2 would go through, okay.
2 to the left arm.
Yeah, to the left arm. Second shot misses completely, fortunately, and the third shot goes to the head. Yeah. So you are also being peppered by the bolts. So far, only none of them really embedded into your body, embed themselves into your body. They just graze you, open some wounds, but the third one goes to the head. And let's see. So 5, 7 total. So I think this time, how many will go through? You had a 4 toughness and a single point of armor on your head, yes?
Yeah.
So 4 go through total. Tell me how
4,
much.
That takes me to 0.
Okay, so you are still standing, but you are very heavily wounded. The last bolt grazed the second side of your head, and you feel all dizzy. You are bleeding from quite a few wounds. It's at this time either one of the henchmen or maybe one of the Reichsguard cry ambush, and the fight starts. So we enter initiative without Lambert, sadly, but roll initiative, guys, and I'm going to roll mine.
That was
So Gaston and I are sitting there watching Lambert and and Gustav go down in a hail of bolts.
Gustav is still standing, but you all see that he's barely standing. By the way, Gustav, please note the initiative because you are our note taker. How much do you have?
59.
59 total. Okay.
But he has plate also, right?
Gustav? No, you have any part of mail on you, Gustav?
I thought I had it on my head, but it would only help me if I.
So you don't. So you don't have any minus modifiers. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
I did not put in the minus modifiers because I thought it would do it automatically because there's something weird about how the thing works.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a heavy plate helmet, and so does that give me the -10?
If you have heavy plate helmet, it gives you first of all -1 to movement, but you also need to have mail, which gives you which gives you -10 to
5.
your agility. By the way,
-10.
Lambert, remember also that you have the. I mean, it's not important right now, but you have the scratching, scratching thingy. And Johannes, you have, you have the gas.
Combat hadn't begun, so I didn't.
Oh
make a
yeah,
roll.
I totally forgot about that.
So you have
For
-20% to all main.
Okay, so I have a 28 instead of a
It's
48, but then -10, so that
Yeah.
puts me down to an 18.
Yeah.
It's a -10 to agility and fellowship for me if I fail the test on it.
Yeah. I mean, right now it doesn't matter, but Okay, so
What is everybody else's initiative?
Gaston is. I'm going to roll just.
I'm gonna go make myself some lunch. I'll be
Uh-huh.
back in like 10 minutes, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have fun dying.
So this is how initiative goes. They are first. After that, we have Gustav. How much do you have?
59.
After that, we have Gustav. After that, we have Witch Hunter and his henchmen. I'm going to also roll for the Reiksguard. After that, we have. I need to take this. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do that.
I'll be right back.
Guys, I need to take a 10-minute break because a colleague of mine just arrived with some stuff. I need to. Yeah. We'll take a short break, and after that, we'll be right back to combat. Sorry.
Sure, no worries.
Co? Ja otworzę. Już idę. Jakby. Przy okazji pokażę prawdziwą jaskinię nerda, bo myślałem, że moja jaskinia nerda jest nerda, to jest taka rasowa. Długo na nią pracowałem. To jest to, słuchajcie. To są te rzeczy. Poczekaj, ja mam w razie czego pudełko. Ale wiesz co, te są chyba akurat. Lepiej czegoś? Nie, akurat jesteśmy już świeżo po szamce. Okej, a jak się jedzie w taką pogodę? Dobrze, tylko tutaj ostatnie 2 km to jest jakaś masakra korkowa. Wjazd z drogi wjazd na okolicy to jest jeden wielki korek, masakra i mam ochotę skopać po 5 minutach po tym jak jeżdżą. To jest coś na film. Tak, i trzymania. Można. Słuchaj, ja cieszę się z takich rzeczy. Tam taką samą Azję pojazdu. Dużą część białych też. To jest taki wow. Dużą część białych też. To jest tak zwane tylko. Świetnie sobie robi dokładnie o co czyli co ten to te dwa wojskarów, tak? Ten czarno-czerwony może? To są jego stroły. A ten drugi taki może być normalny. A mogą być obaj czarna, czerwony. Tak, tak, żeby coś się zrobić. Tak, żeby było po prostu, to będzie tylko ten z obliczku. I tutaj też miałem przyczepić, ale dłużej jest teraz chyba po prostu. Gdziekolwiek to przyczepić. A ten do stacji. O, i to znowu ale upalcie to. Wspiera bardzo. To prawda.
Głównym wsparciem jest niemordowanie.
Tak, to jest najważniejsze. Ale pięknie zadłuż.
A, to się robi.
Pięknie, aby zapuszczać. O, jeszcze symbol neterantu. O, to jest... W jakim stylu?
Zaraz. No on, Iwan Dagusta, to chyba najbardziej znany w Europie, chyba taki gość, co robi te tatuaże takie ala ryciny.
Okay.
No i całe studio jest pod takim kątem w ogóle zajawione.
Ma dokładnie tak śmieszną. Jest plastikowy.
Musi być ładny.
Jasne. Więc tak, no to czarno-czerwona tego skala była biało-czerwona, jest z tego czarno, nie?
Czyli ten akwaryszowy jest na Krystów, tak? A ten drugi na
Stasiu, tak.
czarno-czerwony też?
Zwykły. Może zwykły. Tak, to jest jeszcze... Bardzo ładnie jest też
Się użyli właśnie na to wylaki. Znaczy, to nie widać już tak bardzo, bo tu tak jest nasrane od dołu. Tym fajdaniem od błota, więc tego nie widać. Ale
Czy ten mój czołg będzie malowany?
będzie. W sensie po tym, co?
Który?
Sotus. Pistolet.
Będzie malowane, będzie robione.
To musi być tip-top, bo to faktycznie prezent.
Tak,
Zwrotny na co?
Strasznie wydaje.
Handel? Co? No dobra, to zjem duszy. Zjem. No zjem. No dobra, to zjem to, no. Zjem to. Co? Co? Tak nie chcę zrobić krzywdy. No, ja wczoraj na szczęście sprzątałem mieszkanie, tak? Skąd naprawdę się tym przyjmę. Jezus Maria. No tak, zapomniałem jeszcze.
Uh-oh.
Ty masz te swoje różne dziwne przekonania. No nie wszystko, tak wszystko, no to tak się stałem, sprzątałem.
Nie, chodzi o to, że jak idziecie do kogoś do domu, to wam wszystko jedno, czy będzie przeskoczyło. A my zawsze patrzymy, czy jest przeskoczyło. Rozumiesz? Czy nie rozumiesz? Jak będziesz im robił zdjęcia, proszę mi na tym znać.
Dobrze. On już miał zdjęcie.
Nie rozumiesz, więc nie
To my
rozumiesz.
tu już robimy. Wspólnego robię. Zawsze mnie moja kamera zawodę.
Wiesz, że ja zamówiłem coś.
Co zamówiłeś?
Coś fajnego między innymi dla ciebie.
To z kolei z kamerą.
Ponieważ nam się pewnie skończyła salami.
No. Co?
Opatrzenie całe salami.
Nie, nie całe, zostawiłem tam trochę, okej? Nie, że
Ja chciałam tylko znać ze sobą. Na miesiącami. Więc zamówiłam.
w sensie namówiłaś przed Lisek, tak? Ty Lisek tu przyjdzie? Nic, po prostu pytam. Ciągłe narzekanie i gadanie przeszkadza tylko. Tak. Myślę, że jest na to duża szansa, koty. No tak wyszło, no.
Hello?
Hey, just me.
Okay, I'm back.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't heard hide nor hair of him, and Didey is making lunch for his wife now, so
Wait, what? What'd you say?
the other Michael is making lunch for his wife as well as himself now, so he said he might be a little bit longer.
I just had some leftover jambalaya.
Sounds good. Gumbalaya.
Yeah.
The best of both worlds.
I was making jambalaya, and I didn't have enough rice.
Okay.
So
There.
it's more of a gumbo with a little bit of rice in it.
That's fine. It all tastes the same or
Oh, yeah.
similar.
Right.
So luckily, I have some healing stuff, so I'm not out of the fight necessarily. But if I can't find cover soon, I'm out of the fight.
Right.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's like.
I'm not going to be able to help you for the next few rounds, at least.
We all have healing drops, right? Or maybe a couple or something.
We were given some. I had some going into it though, so I'm pretty stocked on it.
Okay.
I could sit there and just like slam, slam healing droughts.
Right.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a couple of rounds though, I think. I need to get up to 4 hit points, I think, or maybe it's 2 or 3, and then I could actually do a heal check, where I could actually add like D6 or D10. I think it's -10 or -20 because I'm performing it on myself though.
Yeah.
Nie wiem, kot, nie pytałem.
So yeah, we'll just set up the mash tent over by whatever cover I find, I guess, and then.
I forgot. How do you calculate initiative? It's D10, and then what do you like? You add it or subtract it?
You add your agility.
Oh, okay, so it's only 44. Okay, because I
Yours
only
is
roll a
44?
1. Yeah, I rolled a 1. So
That's actually not bad in this fight. I mean, Johannes's is pretty low. You have modifiers though for your armor, I think.
okay. Yeah, I know. I gotta remember. There's some modifiers, or there's some boost too. Either with my, I think it's damage, not attack, right? If I do damage, like I get plus something, or because of my birth sword. I forgot which one it is.
So what's your minus for armor? Is it -10, -20?
Will it say in my character sheet?
I don't think so. Do you know what it is, Sean?
What his? Oh, what the?
Yeah.
You mean what the minus is for wearing armor?
Yeah,
Well, I
full
thought
plate.
for I don't know for full plate. So for male, it's -10.
Yeah. Well, I have that no encumbrance from worn armor, but I always forget
Oh.
like what that
Well,
affects.
So
That
it-
just means the armor doesn't weigh anything to you.
Yeah. So that's good from the standpoint of being able to haul gear, but it should still affect your agility.
So your initiative is either 34 or 24, I think. Then
Okay.
it might. I think it's -20 or -15. It's more than just mail and leather.
Okay.
Yours was 18, Sean.
Yeah, yeah. Mine is 18.
Yeah, so I'm pretty. So Gaston's next. Like no matter what happens, he's gonna be next. So we got assailants, then me, then witch hunter and henchman, then Gaston, and then Johannes.
Uh,
I feel like Michael wouldn't want me to wake him up like when he just used a fate point, but Gustav totally would because
yeah.
he's like, "No, let me sleep, man. I want to sleep through this fight."
But yeah, man, it's not looking good.
Yeah, right off the bat.
I think there's not gonna be any charging into this one. We're gonna have to take our time.
Yeah.
Be smart about advancing here, especially like if each one gets fucking 3 shots.
Uh-huh.
Are they going to be able to shoot at us while we're locked in combat with something? Is that how that works, or?
If they're willing to risk shooting their own people, yeah.
Okay.
Which they might be, even if they're dark elves, probably.
Yeah, because I know sometimes, just like on the tabletop, you can't do that. So that's why I was curious if it was something like that.
Yeah, you could decide to, but there's a risk if you miss.
Well, I bet you, yeah, like you said, they'll probably just be shooting into everything. They don't care.
They're like, thanks for the pain, brother.
Right.
I feel like Gustav's passion would be out of this fight, though. even if I didn't just get hit. You know what I mean? Because he just killed somebody, and
Yeah.
Ale ty ugrałeś mi to?
It actually would be pretty funny if we all just died.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
we all have fate point stacks. I don't think we're gonna die, but
No. But I mean, just get completely like wiped out of this fight.
oh yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
For sure.
I think if we all got wiped out, we would definitely risk losing more gear, as opposed to just one of us getting wiped out. You know?
Yeah.
I remember I was a wood elf, and I had to leave my horse one time. Like we got arrested for something, and then we broke out, and we lost like all of our gear because we got arrested. We just had to leave.
Oh yeah, that was my fault.
Yeah.
That
I don't
was for
remember
me throat punching the peasant and killing him.
Throat punching a
Yeah,
peasant.
okay.
Yeah.
They followed us to the next town, I think. You like punched a guy in the face and killed him by accident.
Yeah.
Then we just left in the middle of the night, and then like we got apprehended like the next day in the next town or something.
Yeah. Yeah, we were like in a barn and they found us. Good times, good times. Yes, I'll never live that down. Oh, shit.
I think we're gonna need a combat map for this, especially there's like cover and stuff involved.
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Is that he's like, "Oh, you guys go drive me off." And I was like, "Okay, cool." They're running off, and the next thing you know, you guys are all dead. And I'm like, that's cool." Gaston and I are just standing here going, "Wow, that's cool." They're full of crossbow bolts now.
Right.
I was more watching out for if something happened to Lambert. I wanted to be able to pull him back, you know.
No.
But-
I mean, there's nothing. I mean, obviously, yeah, we could have been like, oh, maybe they're ambushing us. But I mean, the whole thing is like you guys. It was just like, okay, we just got here, we're setting up to do stuff, and then the next thing we know, you're full of fucking crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
Right. And it was probably going to happen eventually, no matter what we did, I
The
imagine.
frustrating thing is we both passed, or I don't even have silent move, and I passed, and Lambert passed, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, well, it's just dark elves are fucking dickheads.
I made a dark elf antagonist in one of my first edition campaigns, and I didn't have to do a whole lot to the starting dark elf profile to make him. He was a beast, like especially with the repeater. I don't know what it is in second edition, but we're in for some shit here.
Yeah,
'Cause that was just one guy.
Yeah, exactly. That was one guy, and this is a whole fucking house full of them.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully the Reichsguard Knights will
Yeah,
block
I mean,
our crossbow bolts.
how many people do we have with us now? Like, do we have...
I thought there
We don't-
were, because there were
There's some
5
right
of us.
guard.
I want to say there's 10 of us total. Or because I want to say because there were 5 of us in our part, right, in our carriage. That's what
There's-
I thought.
Player, there's Margunt. That's 6.
Okay, so there were 6
and there's
of
a
us.
few henchmen.
Right. Well, because that was the thing is I thought he was saying something about how the Templar and the Dwarf were in the other carriage, and then I thought the Reichsguard Knights were with them, unless the Reichsguard's Knight got peeled off.
No, they're here because one of them just yelled ambush.
Okay, cool.
But we don't have, like, the warrior priests and stuff like that anymore.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure he said the dwarf was in the other carriage. I know the witch hunter is. And
No, I thought he said. I thought he said the dwarf was in the other carriage as well.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
So we should have the Slayer, at least.
Yeah. Well, the Slayer actually earned his keep last time. When we first encountered him, he fucking sucked. But
Right.
it was just the luck of the dice that day. I mean, he
I need
literally
the-
almost got killed. I think was it Marla who had to save him? I forget who like put the pitchfork into the dude that he was fighting. If that was you or Marla.
Just before me, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
No, it definitely was before you got here. But after we lost Creepio.
I think these crossbows are gonna be an issue for Gaston.
I think they're going to be an issue for all of us.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying you in particular because you're the armored one, and your armor doesn't mean as much here. You know what I mean? Because there's a minus to your armor when they hit you.
Yeah.
Well, but I mean, yeah, still better armor is better in this instance. Because I think it was only a -1 to armor.
Yeah,
I
but they
remember
had some
correctly.
crazy ballistic skill or something because they were hitting.
Yeah,
I think
no,
they hit
no,
him
I mean,
55.
It is absolutely not good. we are not in a safe place.
Should have bolstered my toughness.
No, it wouldn't have made a difference because you said you would have been a 57, you still would have had a 5 toughness.
Yeah,
that-
well,
that's
that's true. Yeah. Okay.
That's what sucks. That's what sucks about having like
Like
almost,
a 52 or 53. Yeah.
Yeah, it just fucking blows because that's where I'm at. I've got a 39 toughness. So fucking pissed. It's like
It
goddamn.
matters for things if you're fighting an infection or if you're, things like that.
I mean,
Yeah.
it matters in soaking up damage too, though.
Yeah, but
Oh, I see what you're saying. But for your
Yeah.
rolls, yes, 57 is better than 52. Yes,
Right.
you are.
Well, and that thing did 12 damage already. So, I mean. That's,
Well, I mean, getting hit in the head is also fucked up because you get double damage.
I got 2
Oh,
hits
okay.
in the head, I think, and Lambert got 1.
Well, and he got a 10 in the head.
I think he was already pretty low on hit points.
Yeah.
I have all mine. I didn't lose any in that last battle at
I'm
all.
only down 2 from my max, so I'm in pretty good shape.
I took, I think I took 12. I'm counting that right.
Yeah. Well, if it puts you down to 0, you took 12.
Yeah. I didn't have full hit points going in, but I was looking pretty good, I thought.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, exactly.
Go to a fight like this. Ping, 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 ping. Oh, shit.
It honestly, I don't know why it never occurred to me that they would have repeater crossbows and actually
Well, we
shoot
know
us.
that, but, like,
Yeah.
I mean, our characters don't know shit about Dark Elves.
Yeah. True.
We're about to.
Yeah.
I'm about to learn the hard way.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, no worries. Shit happens.
Yeah. Took a bit longer.
Oh, did we lose you again?
I think he was chewing. I wonder if he muted himself.
Maybe.
I am in fact chewing.
Yeah.
So I have the assailants have the highest initiative, and then me, and then the witch hunter, and then Gaston, and then Johannes. And I'm not sure if Lambert, if we want him to roll.
Lambert
this point,
Lambert is out of the fight for now.
Okay.
So what's happening right now? This fight will be slightly different than our usual one because right after Lambert fell and after you got peppered with bolts, Gustav, the Razor cried ambush, and almost as if on cue, from nearby buildings, windows, doors, just they exploded from inside the main building as well, and a host of live tall figures dressed in this strange alien fashion. They have armor, but it looks like it's been made to represent some Gustav, that's mainly for you, some deep sea creatures chaos. They have high helmets, which which are all sharp angles, spikes, and well, the only word that comes to your mind when you look at them is cruelty. They also have long cloaks made from the hides of what look like some lizards, perhaps, but huge lizards, by the way. Again, Gustav, you are from Marienburg. You've seen similar things. They remind you of some of the deep sea creatures' hides. That certain whalers and sea hunters brought back to the city. And those things, because they're not human, their faces are very tall and slender, incredibly pale, with huge, dark, almond-like eyes. They rush you all, and they scream in their horrible language some foul curses. Most of them wield two blades, curved scimitars, again made in such a way that they are very similar to the daggers used by the followers of Everard Harstein. They are jagged. Some, for example, have a single weapon, like single hand weapon, made in this style, and a small, compact crossbow pistol in the other hand, similar to your Gustav. And so now we'll do this. We'll do it like that. All of you are fighting separately, but each one of you has a colleague, has an NPC colleague of sorts.
Okay.
Because, like, in a split second, this whole thing turns into chaos. And so the combatants are mixed together. You don't really know how many assailants they are. You don't have time to count. But for example, Gustav, you are, to your surprise, you stand shoulder to shoulder with a Reiksguard knight. Johannes, you have the woman wielding this strange oriental polearm blade with the red sash at the end. Gaston, you are standing right next to one of the witch hunter's henchmen, who looks just like like your standard mercenary, but obviously from his stance and the way he's holding a weapon, you can say that he's not a cutthroat. He's a seasoned veteran fighter. And so, for now, each of you will have a single assailant. We'll see how it goes. They are. I'm not giving them any bonuses for charging, because they've very quickly closed the distance and you mingled with each other. So we're going straight to combat. First, Gustav, and I'll be rolling. I'll be randomizing attacks, whether the attack will go to your towards you or towards your companions. Just so you know, the moment the last one of you KOs, so to speak, of course the combat will be over. But I'm sure that it will go fine, especially with Gaston. I'm not so sure with Johannes or Gustav, sadly, but we shall see. Okay, so Gustav, you have you guess that you're probably looking at a dark elf right now. And he bears, armor aside and weaponry aside, the face bears very uncanny and honestly disturbing resemblance to Finron's. Even the pale skin is very similar. Finron, you only realized right now that for an elf he was extremely pale. 1-5, he attacks you. Yeah, so he attacks you. Again, in this turn they only have a single attack, so I'm going to roll right now, and even with the bonuses that they get, I don't think they managed to hit you. No, the thing moves incredibly fast, Gustav, almost at a blinding speed. However, you manage desperately to block the strike from one of his twin blades. Johannes, you're up next. Again, I'm going to roll, randomizing this.
Am I really up next? I thought I was last.
No. I mean, your assailant is up next.
Oh, I'm getting attacked.
Fortunately, for you, the woman sitting right next to you is getting attacked. He will strike at her, and he manages to hit her. She will try and dodge, of course. She failed, and so now they have this. It's rather warrior. Ooh, they have warrior born. Okay. So let me quickly see one thing. Okay, so I'm just going to roll for damage. That's a good start.
God fucking damn it.
Yeah, he passed. Ooh, wow.
God damn.
Yeah, well, shit.
So the woman standing next to me goes down.
Almost certainly. Just sorry, what was that?
He said the woman goes down. I said in 2 pieces.
Yeah. 4 plus 17, 21. Yeah, like you saw this woman fight before. During the assault on the Golden Lotus Club, she was phenomenal with this strange weapon that she wielded. She didn't even manage to put up a guard. The Corsair, they have this strange, like, Corsair / pirate flair to them, as strange as that sounds. And I'm saying this mainly because they are Corsairs out of game, and I'm going to call them that because it's easier for me. He simply bisected her and with one blade and removed her head with the other one. In this flurry of blows that was almost too fast for you to track. So that was good. Gaston, your assailant, 1-5, will strike at you. No, the hardened mercenary to your side is getting attacked by this fiend. He manages to attack. However, this guy also has a shield, so he can potentially parry. And with the shield up, he barely managed to block the strike. Gaston, you are a seasoned fighter. You see that those elves, well, first of all, they are nothing like the Fey folk of Atholoren, the forest of your homelands. Even though you probably haven't seen a single one in your life, but you've heard the stories. But you also noted that they are incredibly fast. Alright, now we have Gustav after that, if I recall correctly, right?
Yeah.
Gustav, what are you doing?
Defensive stance.
Mm-hmm. So that's just it. You're just taking the blows while you hope that the Reichsguard will do the rest, right?
Well, no, good point.
No. I mean that's a valid strategy. That's the thing.
Yeah, but shit's already hitting the fan. It's not like. Let me see. I want to save a parry, so I'll just make a simple attack.
You because what you have a club in your hand, and what do you have in your other hand?
A dagger.
A dagger. Okay, sure. So you have an automatic parry, or do you want to declare a second parry?
To get the second parry, I don't get to attack, right?
No, because you have 2 actions. You can spend 1 action on attacking, the second action to parry. Because, for example, if this assailant will have 2 attacks, right? You'll normally be able to only parry a single one if you have an offhand weapon, and if you declare parry, you'll be able to parry 2 attacks potentially, and dodge the third one, for example.
Okay.
Because remember, in game's terms, given the fact that you were shot 3 times by each, that means that they all have at least 3 attacks.
We still fighting this thing where I died?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'll make an attack, hope for the best, and stack up a second parry. Then I guess.
You don't have a plus 10% from the Reichsguard yet because he hasn't attacked yet. So you only you strike on your unmodified weapon skill. Unfortunately, you are, compared to this creature, you are incredibly clumsy and slow, and it danced away.
Luck.
You want to spend luck?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have one more after this.
Okay, sure. So reroll. Nice.
Damn!
It wanted to dance away with this, sardonic-looking grin on its mouth. However, you may be just in luck, and I am also going to roll one thing for this elf. Okay, so it doesn't have an offhand. I mean, it has an offhand weapon, and it's a crossbow pistol. That said, it can't really pair with. You can't really pair with a crossbow pistol. Technically, you can, but it would immediately destroy the weapon. So I'm going to dodge. Unfortunately for you, I'm just going to double check. But yeah, they managed to. He managed to dodge, but only barely, and you can see that on his face. You think that he looks angrily at you, that he wasn't expecting, a stupid human to give it such a hard time. Who's after you, Gustav?
That would be, I think, the Witch Hunter.
Okay, so the Witch Hunter.
And the
So
no, the Witch Hunter and Henchman.
yeah. So Gaston, the fighter, on your flank, he cries for Sigmar, and he delivers 2 devastating blows towards your combatant. That's good for you because you'll be getting plus 10%. The first one connects. This enemy I also need. This is not a damage roll. This enemy has 2 blades. He doesn't have a crossbow pistol, so he'll try and parry. And the first, he also parried barely, just by 1, just so you are, if you're interested. And the second strike. Wow, nice. The second strike is a botch. So Brian, I will need for you to make a note what will happen to the mercenary that is fighting side by side with Gaston, because I am going to roll on the botch table. So please note that his over-ambitious blow misses completely, and he.
The first strike missed too.
Sorry, what?
The first strike missed too.
The first strike connected, but the Corsair parried by 1. I'm not even kidding. The second strike missed completely. He botched, and so he opened himself completely to counterattack. So he'll be last in the next round and cannot parry nor attack. The man to your on your flank, Gaston, he uses this heavy falcon-like weapon, and the Corsair simply grabbed the blade between his own 2 sabers and spun the man around, and the man is like, whoa! And you can clearly see that he's disoriented. Who's after that? Who's after them? Sorry.
That would be, I think I'm gonna scroll up. Gaston.
Gaston, you're up now. What are you doing?
Want to attack?
Multiple attacks, I presume.
Right.
Okay. Roll weapon skill. You have plus 10%. Nice. He can only dodge right now. He cannot parry. So I'll try and dodge. And even with the insane bonuses that they get, I don't think he managed to do that. No, roll damage, please. Remember how your sword works. That you have, I believe, plus 1 strength. Let me see.
And that's for damage, right?
Yeah, it's for the purposes of damage. Wait a second, I need to... Because you're from Carcassonne, yes? Yeah, you're from...
Yes.
Okay. So
it's the birth sword thing.
Yeah. So it gives you plus 10 to damage and plus 5 to weapon skill. So also remember that. So how many damage did you inflict?
5.
5 plus your strength. Right?
Yeah, strength is 50.
Okay. So 10 total plus single point of damage from the sword, so 11 total, and it goes towards the chest. So now let me quickly see. So 3. Okay. Sorry, I just need to count this very quickly. Okay, right. Your first blow opened a huge gash on this Sphinx chest, and it hissed in pain and and fury at you. Then you reverse the grip on the sword, and then you deliver a second strike. Please roll. Nice. So he doesn't do anything, and remember, according to our rules, this roll gives you additional 2 points of damage. If you roll 1 or 2, it's an ultimate success in our games. Just like you roll 99 and 100, this is the worst kind of fail. So roll damage now, please. As you go for the head, 7 plus 2 from this roll, 9 plus the sword, additional 1, 10 plus your strength. You have 5 strength, yes?
Yes, 50.
So
yeah,
15 total to the head. Minus, I mean, I'm pretty sure that he's deader than dead because 15.
He's very unhappy with you.
Yeah.
Do we know how many wounds these things have?
I know, but I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you simply decapitated this reaver with a single, with the second blow of your sword. When it got bent down in pain, hissing, you brought it from the top right down, and you simply removed this abomination's head. The headless corpse falls to the ground, gushing blood. Very well. Who's after Gaston?
Johannes.
Johannes.
Okay,
You are standing.
I knew I was last. I didn't know there's more.
Yeah, you are standing in front of this thing. It looks at you, and you see that it smiles in this very cruel, cat-like way, and it says a single word in a very accented Reichspiel: meat. So.
Okay. Well, I happen to have a crossbow in my hand. Is it possible to point blank hit someone in the face with a crossbow?
No, you can't use weapons like crossbows and bows and rifles. Like muskets, handguns, when you are engaged in close combat. You can only use pistols, crossbow pistols, stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, so
you can drop the weapon. You can take out your sword and you can strike. Because dropping a weapon is a fast action, taking out weapons is a single action, attacking is a single action. Unless you have quick draw, which I don't think you have.
I do not, because I am not a combat dude.
Or you can try and, strike strike this thing with a crossbow butt.
Okay, I am going to drop the crossbow and pull out my club and try to strike him as I draw it from my belt.
Okay, you drop the crossbow on the ground. That the belt falls from it. The bolt falls from it. You draw your club and you make this desperate attack towards this thing's face. I think your assailant had it had 2 blades. I remember that. Roll for damage, please. Roll for weapon skill. However, you have minus 20%. Also remember that.
I thought about it first and I'm like, oh yeah, I have minus 20.
Yeah. Nice! Unfortunately, he can still potentially parry that because he killed the woman before she managed to land a single blow with the Guandao. So he quickly tries and stop your blow. He does that without any problems. Like almost lazily, he puts it to the side with one blade and he prepares to deliver coup de grace with the second.
I tell him to stop eating our pets.
Who's after you? I think the race guards also. Yeah. Right?
That's all I have.
No. I mean there are also knights, but I think the knights were at the end because they have. Actually, the knights should be before Johannes. Right?
Johannes has 18.
Sorry, what?
Gaston has 24.
You need to speak louder, Ben. I can't hear you.
Or Johannes has 18. Gaston has, I believe, 24. Or is it minus 20 to his initiative?
No, minus 10. Okay, so the Razor will be after Gaston next round.
He has 34 then.
Yeah. So now there will be now also roll for the Raised Guard Knights. In that case, the knight to your left, Gustav. He's raising he has actually a battle axe in his one hand, shield in his other. He raises it. He raises the weapon above his head and cries, "Die, foul abomination!" and delivers 2 attacks towards your assailant. First blow connects. You managed to hit him, Gustav? You managed to hit your opponent or not? I think you did, right? He already dodged.
Gustav, I hit, he dodged.
Yeah, so he can't do anything else, so the Reichsguard will simply roll damage right now. Nice, okay, so that's the first blow. The second one, it also hits. Okay, so 11, 13, it goes to 4, 6. Okay, so how this looks is that is Gustav, you see that the knight he just chops once, twice at the Dark Elf. The axe blade connects, and the creature is is slowly driven back. It bleeds heavily from a few wounds to its side, to its torso, cursing both of you in his foul language, but he's still standing. And now it's their turn once again. I also need to roll a percentage dive if something else will happen. For now it's only 20%. No, nothing else happens. Okay, so first of all, Gaston, just so you know, you get another 2 opponents on you this turn. The rest of you, you're still fighting your own enemies. Of course, Gaston, by that I mean that also your companion on your flank still fights with you. Gustav, the Dark Elf that you are facing, he will attack the knight, fortunately for you, but this time he delivers 3 strikes with the actually no, he'll do something else. He will deliver 2 strikes to the knight and shoot you. No, he can't do that, it's against the rules. He will strike at the knight once and he will try and shoot you, Gustav, with the crossbow pistol. That's what he's going to do. So he stabs the knight. The blow connects. However, the Reichsguard are no slouches. Unfortunately, the knight, being a battle-hardened veteran himself, manages to expertly block the strike with his shield, with this wonderful symbol of the Empire, the Imperial Cross, and a skull, and a crown skull inserted in the middle of it. However, Gustav, you see that the creature aims the crossbow pistol at you, practically point blank, and he tries to shoot you. That said, offhand is minus 20%, right? If I recall correctly.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
But I think that he still manages to connect with
What a beast.
Actually, no, wait. I didn't think he did. 54, and I rolled 38 minus 20. Yeah, the bolt missed you literally by 4 points. The bolt missed your frame barely. You think that you even hear it, embedding itself in a nearby wooden wall. You know that from this distance you would probably be skewered by it. So very well, Johannes. Your opponent fights with you. However, you also have a new companion, another Reichsguard knight. Tries and joins the fray and tries to help you out. and he even roars at the dark elf, "Face me!" Obviously, he thinks that he's the only one worthy enough to for the Drukai to fight him. So I'm going to actually roll if the Drukai will fight him or will fight you. And yeah, Dark Elf thinks that he's probably a bigger challenge. So yeah, so with the two swords, he simply delivers this punishing flurry of blows towards the knight. Yeah, nice.
Fucking hell.
The knight will try and parry. Yeah, he barely managed to block the strike, going for his visor. However, this was the single sword. There's the second one. And the second one goes low for the legs. The knight tries to dodge the blow. No, he failed. The blow to the legs. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No, fortunately, I mean he'll be fine, but mostly the blow to the legs. Actually, like they have 5. He's barely scratched. They have full plate
Which
armor.
Reichsguard is it?
Sorry, what?
Which Reichsguard is getting his ass beat right now?
The one aiding Johannes.
Okay.
Yeah. So Johannes, you saw that the second strike, it went into the gap between armor plates on the knight's leg, and he hissed in pain as the sword drew blood, and he lowered the guard, and now the first strike. The first strike, fortunately, only removed the plume, what's the word? The thing that you have on your helmet.
Yeah, that could be a plume.
Plume, yes. Yeah, so it removed
The
removed the plume from the knight's helmet, but he still has his head intact. Gaston, you are fighting, but I mean, for a split second you weren't fighting, but suddenly 2 more opponents, one of them armed with a crossbow pistol, the other one with 2 swords, appeared, stepping over the body of their fallen comrade, the one that you so expertly eradicated. One of them is going for the mercenary, for the witch hunter's companion. The other one, the one with 2 blades, is going for you. So first I'm going to do the mercenary. He'll be stabbed once and shot once. So for the stabbing business, yeah, the blow goes right towards his arm, but he will try and parry with the shield without any problems. However, there's also the crossbow. The crossbow once again misses completely. I'm not giving those guys ambidexterity because that would be too much, and with minus 20% modifier they have a hard time hitting. Gaston, your opponent, he approaches you doing this. If you saw, for example, I don't know, I think that it was like in Indiana Jones,
Right, that's what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
of.
the swords.
Right before you even said it.
Yeah, no, just cutting
Does that mean
the
I get
air.
to shoot him with a gun?
Yeah, you take out your desert eagle and you blow him away. But yeah, he tries to do something like that, and I mean the first strike you just parry without any problems because this elf went for all style and no actual functionality when it comes to combat. The second strike goes towards your genitals, so that's probably a slightly worse thing, but you can parry or dash. Tell me, what do you want to do?
Okay, I guess I'll parry first, right? That's usually
Yeah,
what you do.
you always want to go for your better stat first.
Okay, and that's weapon skill, right?
Yes, weapon skill plus 10% because you have a shield. Shields give you plus 10%. No, yeah, nice. That wasn't super easy for you to block, and you shudder to think what would happen if this jagged blade would embed itself in your groin. That's a horrible vision, but you don't really have time to ponder that too much because there's a third strike, but the first strike usually don't. No, the first strike simply bounces from your armor without any problems. And so now we have Gustav, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if I understand this correctly, the dark elf that me and the Rice Guard are fighting, he took a step back and the right guard.
I mean,
Took a
it's
step
for
forward.
it's only for like storytelling purposes. In
Okay,
game
okay.
terms, you are just locked in combat. Remember, in combat, you make step forward, step back, 2 steps to the left, 2 steps to the right. It's hard like to fight and stand still in one place. So yeah. So if you attack him, you get plus 10% from the knight.
Okay, so there's no point in like trying to like step to the side of the guy or anything, or behind him.
No, not really.
Okay.
Yeah, Lambert. Sadly, you are still laying around, at least to the end of this combat. Sorry, man, but yeah. So tell me, Brian. For example, you can aim and get additional plus 10% if you want, for a total of 20%. It's up to
But then
you.
I lose a parry, right?
Well, I mean, you have your automatic parry from the dagger.
Okay, so I'll aim for the head with the club.
You're aiming for the head. Aiming for the head means minus 20% to your blow.
Oh, so that doesn't even help.
Yeah, aiming for specific body locations always comes with a penalty.
So you're saying just like focus extra hard before I strike, not at any particular spot. Just...
Yeah, it just goes. You're going for a weak spot, but for the general weak spot. So it only gives you plus 10%. I think that's always a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I'm going to strike then, and I have 1 luck left.
I'm gonna save it for if I'm about to die or something.
Sure. Nice. He can dodge only because he has a crossbow pistol. So he will try and move away from the strike that you are delivering. And yes, he manages to do that. He jumped away, but because he jumped away from you, he completely exposed himself from the from the 2D race guard. So that's good. After that we have, I believe, Johannes, right? After Gustav, I think it's you. No, actually.
Oh, for me, no, I'm dead last.
You're dead last. Gaston, I think that now it's you. After everything. So yeah, because it's Gaston, it's the Rake's Guard. Rather,
What about
the Witch Hunters? They don't matter in this turn because the only one fighting alongside you had a botch, and he'll be dead last this turn.
Okay.
And he won't be able to do anything really. So now it's Gaston. What about what are you doing? I presume multiple attacks towards the assailant. Yeah, of course. That's a botch. You want to reroll that, probably.
Is it even with my bonus?
You
I
have a
get
bonus
bonuses to attack?
of 5% to your weapon skill, which means 68, and you don't have anything fighting this enemy. So
yeah, you need to reroll
yeah,
that.
you need to reroll.
Yeah, I
that.
mean, I'll reroll.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no, good. Always ask if you have, if you have
Nice.
doubts. Nice.
That was worth it.
You know the blood from the sword. It just it drips. It flows down onto your gauntlet. So the grip is pretty slick. Fortunately, you manage to keep your hold on the blade, and you try to punch it right through the shoulder of this assailant. He weaves to the left while also trying to parry the blow, and he fails. Roll damage. 8 plus your sword 9 plus your strength 14. Towards the arm, they have different armor on the arm, if I recall correctly. Yeah. So 13. Whoa, nice. That's a very good blow. Yeah, the first blow, it simply ripped these things, much thinner on the armor, and part of the scaled cloak. It actually cried out in pain, but there's the second blow. Roll for second, minus 10% to hit. Yeah, second, sadly, you try this downward swing towards the thing's genitals, actually, because if you would hit with 80, it would be reverse 0-8, and 0-8 means groin. Unfortunately, the blow was slightly too short, and the thing, jumped away just in time. You want to do to it what it wanted to do to you. Now after that we have the Witch Hunter's minion is non-existent. Gustav, your Rexguard, he roars, "Fall, Sigmar, damn you, fall!" and just barges into the thing with the axe held high. Goes for the for the arm, and I think you've already attacked it, you've hit it, and it jumped away, so it can't do anything. So I'm going to roll. I also need to remember that they have. Nice. Doesn't matter. Actually, no, it does matter. He's still ironically dealt damage because they have strength 5, strike, mighty blow. So 6, effective 7. 7 minus 5. Okay, that's actually little by little, but they are chipping it. And the second strike. Misses completely, but Gustav, you saw that again. The Rexguard's axe, it cut off a chunk of this thing's arm. Very nice. Johannes, your Rexguard. This warrior is armed with a long sword with some, probably holy inscription written on the blade. You can't really read it right now. He also has this shield with laurel motif, a lion rampart with a laurel wreath on its head. It's simply the Rexguard, face hidden behind the visor. Simply, he doesn't even yell or cry. He just says one word, "Die," and then stabs the bitch. And very well. He has your opponent has 2 blades, so he will try and parry one attack unfortunately this blow would probably kill it, given that it went right towards the head. But fast as a snake, the Rexguard retracts the blade and stabs it once again. And goes for the chest. That said, the elves, they are very fast. Actually, they are probably faster and more agile than they are, good fighters. However, the combination of their skill at arms and their speed really makes them hard to hit for everyone except, of course, Gaston, because he's a killing machine. So anyway, I'm going to try and dodge with the elf, and no, he failed actually. 67 is not enough. So damage rolled. Okay, I need to quickly. Johannes. Sorry, but I'm making my own notes so that I know how much HP they have left. So 5, 11. Actually, to the chest, they are more armored. You all see that they are more armored on their chests and bellies than they are on their, for example, legs and arms. They also have like those strange high metal helmets. You're not sure if they're made from iron or steel. Hard to tell. That said, 5 plus 11 total. So 4. Okay. So Johannes, you saw with quite a lot of satisfaction, really, that the second strike drew blood from the creature's ribs, and it hissed in fury while looking at you. All right. After the Rexguard, now it's your turn, Johannes, and the opponent is completely exposed to you.
Sweet.
So my suggestion is for you to make an aim attack, because you have +10 from the Rexguard, and you would have another +10 from your aimed attack.
Okay, and if I try to draw a secondary weapon, I would not be able to do that, correct?
Because that's a single action, you don't have a quick draw. You can do that and then make a single attack, it's still +10.
No, I'll do the aimed attack since we've got him on the...
But also remember that you still have -20% to your...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So So I would just if I get plus 20, it would just be a straight up roll.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, actually.
You cocksucker.
You can reroll, remember. I think you still have quite a few fate points. It's up to you, of
I
course.
do have. I have not used my luck. I will use my luck today because if I have the opportunity to kill this dude, I would like to do that.
Okay.
I still fail.
Oh, you've almost connected with the thing's arm, almost. But the thing is, some fighters that you've either
Doesn't
met
he
in
get
your
plus 10 for fighting with the Rex guard?
No, I did. That's an account because I get
Yeah.
minus 20 for being
okay,
sick,
yeah.
and then I get plus 20 for aim, strike, and
Yeah.
being next to the guy. So it's a wash.
So
Okay.
all those fighters that you've met in your life, Johannes, or that you've heard about them, or that you've heard about, they often say that when you're in a battle or when you're in a fight for your life, you don't care about things such as aching tooth or bowel ache, stuff like that. Now you know that's a lot of shit. Because when you are fighting, even though you are fighting for your life against this horrible creature from your darkest nightmares, like there's nothing human, even remotely human about this thing, except that it has 2 legs, 2 arms, and a head, you still want to shit yourself. Like you're barely holding the the
Hey,
contents
that
of
might
your.
be a good tactic.
Yeah.
You might want to do that. It might, gross him out.
Shit my pants in front of him.
Yeah.
You're barely
I ain't
holding
sure.
the contents of your stomach. You really want to go to the privy, and because of that, your blows are slow. They are clumsy. You can't connect. Okay, so the final guy, and let's remember that he can't attack or block, but he can do the defensive stance because it's not an attack. So the mercenary fighting alongside Gaston does just that. He tries his best to avoid being killed. And now we have a new round, and I also need to make one actually 2 percentage rolls. Actually, no, let's make it more fun. Which one of you guys wants to take a roll for let's say the forces of order versus my roll for forces of destruction? Now, how this works is that I'm not going to roll for every single opponent in this fight because that would be really stupid. I want to make a single D100 roll of who wins. Of course, it's not a single roll; like there will be a few. So let's say that for now, let's make each one of us makes a single roll, and if I roll higher, it means that the Dark Elves are pushing you back. If one of you rolls higher, it means that Witch Hunters, Raceguard, and you guys are making, making good progress in this fight. Which one of you wants to roll?
Right. I think Lambert wants to roll.
Yeah, I was gonna say he hasn't rolled anything, so
Yeah.
might as well let him.
I mean, Michael, you're here, by the way?
Oh, what's up?
Tell me, 2 questions. First of all, do you want to roll for the Forces of Order to see how well they fare? D100 versus my D100.
So,
No, wow.
Damn.
There's no way
Yeah.
you can't beat that. Come on.
No, all right. So, the rest of you don't see that yet, but even though the initial attack from the Drukai was very shock and awe, hard hitting, the discipline and
they're still just fucking elves.
yeah, the discipline and faith of the Chosen of Sigmar and Runout, of course, and the Lady prevails, and quite a few of the assailants are laying dead in the slowly cooling pools of their own blood. Now, Michael, and normally I shouldn't do that, but I don't want for you to do nothing. Do you want to return to the fight? You'll be on 0 HP, just so you know. But you'll be able to participate in the fight. That said, it's up to you.
I think is
Normally, if you are taking
Just stab a
fate
guy in
point,
the foot. He's on the ground,
normally if you're taking a fate point to survive, you're out for the rest of the combat. But like I said, I don't want you to feel,
it's fine. I feel like it's better if I just stay down with the bolt sticking out of my head.
But
in this case.
sure. But like the boat, I presume that after combat you probably keep it as a souvenir or something, hanging.
Yeah, I'll probably fashion some sort of hat out of it where I can put it on my head and it looks like it's been shot through my head.
Yeah.
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 So after that, I need to. Then this is my roll right now. I need to roll D100, 20%. No. Okay. So next time it will be 30. So how does the system with who wins works? Is that all of you right now get a flat bonus of plus 5% to hit because you are winning. So the elves don't get. Sorry, what?
I was going to say, does that stack on top of mine? So I have 10
Yes.
now?
Yes.
Okay.
The elves don't get anything. They don't get penalty. However, if during next round they will win, you will lose the bonus and they will get it. I think that represents the flow of combat rather nicely. And anyway, remember that it's also, of course, the bonus is not only for attacking but also for parrying, for example. This round, the Drukai are still fighting with this desperation in their horrifying eyes. They're completely black. They don't have pupils, and there's just there's only this alien horrible aggression mixed with the need to inflict pain and misery on you. Gustav, you're standing right next to the Race Guard Knight, and you are trying to drive this creature away. The creature in question will attack you this time, unfortunately. It realizes that you are the weak link, the weaker link, and it will deliver 2 blows to you and a single blow to the knight. So it hisses in this Reichspiel, "Die, Kaimon!" And tries to disembowel you. First strike. It tried to disembowel you. Fortunately, you managed to move back quickly enough for the blow to miss you completely. The Dark Elf overextended himself. You're not really sure if it's female or male. And the Reichsguard simply lodged the blade of his axe in the creature's spine. And as it went down, a mighty armored foot stepped onto its head and crushed it to paste. The Reichsguard.
I'm on yourself.
The Reichsguard roars, "Foul abomination, die!" As
I'm gonna slap him on the back.
yeah, he's like, "You're a commoner, die!" Because you're slapping a knight. No, I mean, of course you can slap him. Like that's
it's like a jubilant. Like, I'm clearly not a military guy. Like,
you slap the man. You hit the full plate armor. You're not sure that he even felt it. You don't know that. However, now Johannes, your opponent. Your opponent will still continue to attack the knight, given the fact that you are visibly sick. You can barely stand with the illness ravaging your body. You're not a real threat to this thing. At least it thinks so. So it tries to kill the Reichsguard, and 3 attacks. First one goes. He will parry without any problems. Second one. Ooh. Oh, if he won't dodge that, that's going to hurt. With minus
That's
10.
a lot of damage.
No, he managed to. Even with minus 10 without any problems. Third attack. Third attack still connects with minus 20%. He can do anything. So it's damage time, and he didn't do anything. So what you see, Johannes, is that your knight and the corsair, they just exchange this flurry of blows, and you even see sparks flying from the Reichsguard's armor as the corsair tries to find a weak chink, but he simply can't penetrate the defenses. After that, we have, I believe, Gustav. No, sorry, Gaston. You still have your guy on you. So, and I actually forgot to roll for the elf fighting the mercenary last time. I'm not going to retro that, but I'll need to remember to do this this time. Sorry. Gaston, your Dark Elf, you know, he sees a worthy opponent. Yeah, he saw a worthy opponent because he tripped. He literally slipped on a pool of blood, probably coming from his dead comrade's severed neck. It was all the opening that you needed, and you simply run this thing through with your sword. Like, you know, without any problems.
He's going up to elves and getting them all ran through.
Yeah, the elf simply vomited blood. You know, bent over and fell to the ground, almost clenching the sword from your wrenching the sword from your hand. So that was nice. And elf fighting the mercenary. First strike goes, even with the defensive stance, which is minus 20%. He still can't parry or dodge, so unfortunate. Actually, second 41. Yeah. So unfortunately, I can only roll damage right now. Okay, second strike. No. First strike. Minus 20%, minus 30. Yeah. So that's actually a good example of what I was saying today. Even though that was a first strike, so it was with minus 20%, and the mercenary has defensive stance, which is additional minus 20. They don't stack. You only get a minus 30 total. So the elf actually managed to hit him, because you can have a bigger modifier either way, more than 30%. So I'm going to roll damage. Yeah, that's about it, probably. And this is, by the way, reroll is for the basic stat. Actually, I think that's enough, because they are very lightly armored. Gaston, when you remove the sword from your opponent's chest, you see that the second Dark Elf is standing, nearby, looking at you, grinning wickedly. The dead mercenary at his feet. He's been disemboweled with a single blow from this. You don't know, but probably with a single blow from this creature's twin blades. Single blade, because he has a empty crossbow pistol in his offhand. Alright, and after that we have Gustav.
What's the closest Dark Elf to me now?
We can say... actually, you tell me. You can choose.
The one fighting Johannes and the Reichsguard, then.
Mm-hmm. You still need to approach him. You can attack him right away. You need to make an approach action.
Can I approach and try and do a strike to stun?
I think strike to stun. Oh, how does this work? And tell me, do you really want to strike to stun the Dark Elves? Like, I understand your character, but they're not exactly human.
I'm also thinking about it like, if they got one alive, the witch hunter could get some important information.
Of course. Let me see. This is tricky. Because strike to stun.
I think I've rolled a hit.
No. Tell me. You have the skill, by the way. Yes, you can do this.
Yeah, I have the skill, but okay. I'm currently armed with a club, which I don't think gives me any bonuses for it. My staff would.
That's weird.
Yeah, the club doesn't. Okay, yeah, I have it. Yeah, you can, because it's after. It's only after a single strike. I mean, any strike, so you can do this without any problems.
Yeah, I think it's like I rolled a hit,
Mhm.
and then we do like an opposed test. I think that's weapon skill.
Just so you know, it's a count. Yes, and if he wins, he has to take a toughness test, but he gets plus 10% for every point of armor worn on his head, and they have, like, you see that they don't have leather armor or even mail. They have helmets.
All right. It's worth it.
Okay.
I think this would be high value.
Sure. You're jumping right into the fight between Johannes, a Reiksguard Knight, and one of the Corsairs, and you're trying to deliver this blow to the creature. First of all, you need to roll weapon skill. This you have plus 25% total for this round, plus 20 from your comrades, plus 5% from the bonus that I've given you for the combat flow.
So how much total?
Plus 25% total.
Plus 25.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 42. So 37, 67.
Yeah. Well.
I'll use my last luck.
Okay. Sure.
Oh!
You tried to go for the head, and the thing, it saw you barely, like it saw you in the corner of its eye, and it simply managed to duck right under your blow. He looks at you furiously. This creature, you see that wasn't expecting another combatant entering the fray. Very nice. I think right now we have Gaston after you. Gaston, what are you doing?
Attacking.
All right, you are moving.
I still have a guy in front of me, right? I can't like.
He's close enough for you that you don't have to approach. Okay. So you're making maybe like 2 steps, and then just deliver the Gaston special, which is the double strike. Nice, very nice. However, he will try and parry, and the first blow he parried without much problems. The second strike.
I think it's a success because of the bonuses.
You get plus
5.
Plus 5 from your sword, plus 5,
and then plus 5, yeah,
from the bonus for the combat, but also minus 10. So for a second strike, you have normally 63, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so 63 minus 10 would be 53 for a second strike, but
maybe I'm thinking how it works.
Yeah, so. No, sorry. You failed by 5. You can reroll that, of course, if you want.
No, there's no point in using that.
Okay. You almost managed to skewer this thing, but this fighter seems slightly more experienced, and you are dueling essentially. Your blade against this creature's twin swords. Sparks and metal shards flying everywhere. You probably don't even say anything. You can only, breathe heavily. You can see that the elf also understands that he doesn't have a simple opponent in front of him, but a very skillful one. And after that, we have the mercs. The mercs doesn't really matter because none of them are in combat with you. After that, we have Johannes.
Yes.
Johannes, your good friend Gustav joined the fray. So if you want to strike this, I'm just saying. I don't know. Maybe you don't like him really. I don't know. What I'm saying is that you have plus 20% because of that.
Okay, so so I have plus 20%. But minus 20%, but plus 5%?
Yes, essentially. That's that.
Okay, so plus 5%.
Yeah.
And that's doing another aimed attack and all that jazz, right?
Yeah. So yes, if you are doing the aimed attack.
Yeah. Okay, that is what I'm doing.
Awesome.
You fucking suck.
Maybe reroll.
Yeah, I'll because I've got I forget how many.
Okay.
What's my fate?
I think you've only spent one.
I've already spent one.
Yeah.
So if I spend this one, I will have one left. I will re-roll it just because I really want to hit somebody and kill them.
I wanna be one of the cool kids.
You're like, die! And
Yeah.
your clap, the thing barely even notices you. It's like, even if the clap comes close to him, he simply like moves few steps to the left, to the right, or or just blocks it with a very lazy parry. Yeah, of course, Johannes, you need to release the pressure, so to speak, from time to time. So this also comes with the.
Yes. I'm saying I am a real threat.
All right, and now there will be 3 rolls. First of all, let's roll for the combat flow. Who's rolling on your side? Lambert, you want to do the honors?
I nominate Lambert. That was pretty good last time.
Yeah, so I think
All right. I'm getting there.
Dream, little prince.
I'm sorry, guys.
Well, don't say anything. No, actually, yeah. So this time, the situation changed, unfortunately, and so actually, since we started from like basic level, the elves don't get +5. Simply both sides don't get any bonuses. Like your bonus has been zeroed, but they also, they also don't get any bonus to their rolls.
Did the Rice Guards go this turn?
Actually, yeah, that's yeah.
I don't have them in my notes.
Yeah. They should. I'm going to roll for them in a second. I just need to make 2 more rolls. First of all, the only razor that is fighting right now is the one with Johannes and Gustav anyway. But first of all, I need to roll 30%. No. And the final roll. I'm going to roll d3 actually. So 2. Nope. And second. Nice. Okay. So Rexard fighting you with Johannes and Gustav against the Dark Elf. He slashes wildly with his own sword. Nice, it connects. Gustav, because you failed to hit this thing completely, right? You didn't even manage to land a blow.
I think so, yeah. It can still dodge.
Yeah, so it will dodge. Maybe? No? Damage. Okay, so 7 total to the legs, so that's 2. Funny enough, it still does some damage, and the second strike, no. Right, so the combat is wild. It's it is very dramatic. Gaston, when you are fighting your opponent, suddenly you hear him grunt. And you see that, let me quickly see for how much damage. And you see that a black feathered arrow embedded itself into one of his legs. Obviously dealing a very painful wound. To your opponent, and Johannes and Gustav, you also notice that suddenly arrows are either hitting or getting very close to hit the Dark Elves that you are fighting with. In front of your eyes, Gustav, there went this dark blur. It actually failed to connect with the Drukai that you are fighting with, but it ricocheted from the cobblestone, and you even hear a few shouts from your companions, from the Rexard and the Witch Hunters retinue. Shooters, watch out! Because of course at this maybe those arrows Maybe they think that those arrows are also meant for you. However, Gaston and Gustav and Johannes, you see when you are fighting that they are clearly aimed at the Dark Elves. So that's that. All right, sorry. And by the way, because of that, Gaston, you see that your opponent has been heavily wounded. Sorry. Now we have new round. Without any rolls, there is also another thing. You hear, all of you, this strange, almost barely perceptible noise at the edge of your hearing. It's like this hum. It's like this. Coming from the house, and you can see that like you can spare a few glances when you are fighting. You only like see for the split seconds that the dark entrance and the pitch black windows are no longer dark and pitch black. There's this strange lilac almost glow coming from inside. Your teeth begin to like almost vibrate. It's a very unpleasant feeling, and the hair on your heads and neck start to begin to stand up. Above the din of battle, you hear Ginter Klinger's loud but also obviously filled with voice filled with pain. He probably is wounded. The ritual! She plans to complete the ritual! We need to stop her now! Ugh! And new round begins. If any of you want, in your turn, you can roll perception tests to see how the fight is going, and depending on that, you can act, if you want. But for now, the Dark Elves are still up. Gustav, Johannes, and the Race Guard. You have a single opponent in front of you. He's been doing pretty good. I'm also going to see who's going to attack. The Race Guard, fortunately for you. Again, he probably thinks that he's a bigger threat. So, first blow. And yeah.
Oh, okay.
And when he went for the knight, he practically tried to jump on him. To as funny as that may sound, to mount him and to perhaps stab him from above. When he tried to do that, the knight simply used the combination of shield and sword as this makeshift, wall, perhaps a dam, something like that. And this allowed for you, Johannes, to almost, drunkenly and, farting constantly all the time as you are doing this, approach the elf from behind, and you delivered this very awkward, very clumsy blow to the back of the neck. And you heard the bone giving away, this loud snap. The Dark Elf falls dead. Even before he hit the ground, you see that the head is at an unnatural angle. Rexart looks at you. You don't see his face because, they are all visored. And he says, "My gratitude, commoner!"
I said, I spit on the elf on the ground and say, "That's what you get."
You say, "That's what you get."
Yes.
Yeah.
They just throw up on him instead.
Yeah.
All right, so your opponent is dead. After that, we only have.
He just Paimon all over himself.
Yeah. After that, we have Gaston. You saw that the Corsair that you were finding, when he got hit, he cursed loudly. But he's still trying to kill you, and the flurry of blows go towards you. The first strike goes for the arm. Are you parrying or dodging?
Parry.
You've parried because you have plus 10% from the shield, remember. So maybe not without problems, but you managed to stop the first blow. The second one with the other blade, it just bounced from your armor without any problems. And the third one goes for the I think for the other arm. So do you want to dodge?
Sure.
Okay.
That's agility.
Agility minus 10% because you have mail. You can reroll that if you want, of course.
No, because I only have one more reroll. So.
Okay. So it goes for the arm. It's for 8 damage total. So I don't think it does anything to you because you have 5 armor everywhere and you probably have at least 4 toughness, right?
Yes, 5 toughness.
Yeah. So the blow simply glances off your armor. After that, we have Gustav. Gustav, what are you doing?
I'm gonna approach the guy that's fighting Gaston and try and strike to stun him.
All right, you do that. As you move towards
Yeah.
him, you see that there's this arrow, long arrow, sticking from his leg. Roll me. This is a free test, by the way, and you can't botch it. Roll me intelligence, basic intelligence. I think you failed, right?
That passes.
Passes. All right.
That's
Okay.
16.
The arrow is stuck in such a way that it had to be fired from above, from up top. You know that. But you only
Okay.
have a split second to ponder this before you try and strike this thing in the head. You have plus 10% from Gaston, so roll.
Maybe?
No.
I don't think that'll do it. Either.
No,
Yeah.
unfortunately. The Dark Elf saw that you were coming, and even though he's slower now that he has an arrow sticking from his leg, he still managed to block the strike of your... You have a club, right?
Yeah.
He still managed to block the strike of your club with one of his swords. Unfortunately, now we have Gaston. Gaston, you're up.
All right.
Nice. I will try and parry that, and then I'll of course describe this thing. All right. Now, what Gustav did probably allowed you to succeed in this duel, because when the Dark Elf took a glance towards Gustav as he was trying to strike to stun him, he completely exposed himself to your blow, and you delivered this horizontal strike. Horizontal is like not from top to bottom, but from left to right, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
And thank you. And so you claw through the Sphinx arm and you practically cut it in half completely. Two parts of the Dark Elf, plus part of his arm severed by your wonderful family blade. Fell to the ground. The last thing that you see, you see that before it hit the ground, the thing's face was very surprised. Right, and so now none of you have any combatants left. So we.
I'd like to look up as soon as possible.
Yeah. So now we exit the initiative, and let me tell you how all this looks and what's going on. The moment that you killed your opponents, or you helped your comrades kill their opponents, you take a few glances around, and you see that while a few Reichsguard knights and a few inquisitorial henchmen lay on the ground dead or heavily wounded, there are more live bodies cloaked in this strange serpent scales, lining the cobblestones, hacked to pieces, bludgeoned. You only now just realize that you even heard a few gunshots before, and you indeed see that Ginter Klinger stands one leg on a killed Dark Elf Corsair, a huge bullet hole in this, between the eyes of this creature. Klinger rallies his men and women to fight even harder for Sigmar, of course, but all of you can see that he's been heavily wounded. Actually, there's not even a single there's not a single person here from your group that hasn't been wounded, at least when it comes to witch hunters, because they are lightly armored. The race guard, those that stand, have dented armor plates, are smeared in blood, their enemies or perhaps theirs, you don't know, but the fight is over, not only because you and your comrades managed to slay your enemies, but also because quite a few of them lay with those black feathered arrows in their throats and chests and eyes, and above you on the roofs you can see, when you take a look around, you can see at least half a dozen elves. You are sure about that, but they are strange. They are not like those here. They have long cloaks, pale gray, helmets that are rather similar to the ones worn by Dark Elves, but their bottom halves are like covered in cloth. They have beautiful gleaming silver scales and very high boots, almost above going above the knee. They all wield fantastically looking longbows. Sorry, not longbows, actually, like longer bows that they've just used probably to aid you. And just when you hear, "Look above there, more of them!" One of the race guards actually, drops the sword and takes out a pistol from his holster and tries to aim at the elves on the roof. And Klinger roars, "No! Don't shoot them! They're on our side! Don't shoot them!" And when he when he commanded the race guard to lower his gun, he did so, although with slight hesitation. And because you took a glance to Klinger when he shouted that, when you return your gaze to the roofs, the elves are no longer there. However, you see Gustav just, perhaps this fragment of long cloak disappearing behind one of the chimneys of a nearby building. You don't really have time because Ginter Klinger once again reminds you, "The ritual, we must stop her. I can feel it in my head. We must go inside. We must end this now." And you understand that what he's saying, you all feel that. There are those whispers in your mind, subtle but unmistakably, they're insidious in nature. You don't understand the language. You're not even sure if it is any kind of language, but none of you is attuned to magic, but you can all feel it in the air. I presume that you rush inside the building.
Yes.
I'd like to check Lambert.
All right. So you, if you go to Lambert, you're being grabbed by Magrund. You see that her head. There is a huge gash on her head. Her entire left eye is covered in blood. You're not sure if it's missing or if it's from the wound above her brow. And she says, "Leave him. He's dead. If we won't stop this bitch right now, the Altdorf will fall. Leave him. Go!" And she practically tries to, manhandle you, so to speak.
Yeah, she's gonna have to. I'm not gonna fight her or anything, but she's gonna have to pull me.
Yeah. So
You gotta say, "I gotta find Bubba."
Yeah.
I was gonna say, man, if he dies, he dies.
I'm looking hard at him though. Like, is he still laying there exactly how he was before?
Yeah,
Has he moved?
miraculously, he hasn't even been kicked once. He's still looking emptily at the sky. You can clearly see that the crossbow bolt embedded itself into his left, like not left temple, but above left eyebrow.
Gonna give me a full personality change.
Yeah. No, that means that you're just going to piss yourself at night constantly. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you mean he's gonna be less of an asshole?
It's impossible. Let's face it. Okay, so yeah, if you're not fighting her, of course, you don't have to roll, but she's essentially taking you by the arm. In the other one, she's holding her bloody sword, and you are moving, inside the house. Some of the witch hunters agents jump through the open dark windows. The race guard lead the way with their preceptor. There are only a few of them left, but they are still in fighting condition, and they go through the door. Klinger and the rest of you following suit. Gaston, I presume that you are also, given that you're a knight of the lady, fighting from the very front. You really don't have to search for long, because you've all heard that the strange sounds, the strange singing or chanting, it comes from somewhere below you. And the fact is that this house has been abandoned for a long time. It's very old, it's very decrepit, and the main room the place where the main room used to be is now this one huge earthwork coming down under the underground. The corridor, the dug-up corridor, is so big that practically 3 people abreast can traverse it without any problems. It's also completely covered, filled with this lilac light, this purplish pinkish light. And in just a minute or two, you emerge into a huge underground chamber that's obviously been excavated, probably over longer time. There are columns here that are that are supporting the ceiling, columns covered in this horrifying edged runic script that you've all seen quite a few times. All jagged lines. There are also other strange motifs, tentacles and things which remind Gustav, which remind you of those strange sea creatures that you've perhaps saw in Marienburg, or heard about in Marienburg. There's an altar at the very end, and on the altar the altar itself is just a stone slab. It's nothing special except for the fact that it's covered in blood completely, mostly dried blood, but you can be too sure. And on this altar there's this small iron stand, like you would use, for example, to maybe put an iron pot on it to heat it. However, there's no pot on the stand. No, there's a sphere of jet black, of this black rock-like material that from time to time emanates with this strange lilac light that you've been exposed to ever since you entered this place. Behind this stone stands a woman. She's practically naked except for loincloth covering her lower parts and a small leather-like, a small piece of leather and iron covering her breasts. She's lithe and tall, incredibly beautiful, but in a horrifying way. Her hair, her long hair, goes practically almost to the floor, and there are bands of gold and silver and other metal, entwined into it. She's holding a staff in one hand, the other hand is outstretched and doing strange gestures over the stone. In front of her stands a group of warriors. The warriors that you've seen before, the corsairs, the reavers. All of them armed with repeater crossbows aimed towards you. And as I presume all of you rush towards them. If not, of course, Klinger, he cries, "Charge! In Sigmar's name, slay her before she completes the ritual!" They let loose a volley. So only a single one, however, because they don't have time to fire more bolts. This is a large space, but it's not that large, especially for two groups of combatants. So they will only have a chance to unleash a single volley and then draw their weapons before you'll be upon them. That said, each one of you will be given a single shot. Right now, your best bet is just to close with them as fast as possible, and hope to slay them in single combat.
Can we have a chance to heal before we get into combat again? I'm still at 0 hit points.
I mean, a heal test takes time. It can take a couple minutes, or maybe sometimes even half an hour.
Don't you guys have those draughts?
You can
I have 6 droughts.
You can drink a draught, but Gustav, you only if you're at 0, you only heal a single point.
Yeah.
So
I can't slam all my droughts and.
One's better than none.
Yeah, maybe drink one if you want. You'll be at 2 because you're out of combat. So when you're out of combat, you're always on a single hit point. So you'll be at 2.
Okay, I'll take 1.
Okay.
And if anybody else wants one, say so now.
I think that everyone else is fine, Johannes and Gaston. I don't think they even received a single blow.
I didn't get hit.
Yeah.
I still have full health.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gustav, you take a single draught. You took it along the way. You dropped the battle, and now
Avenge me, you long shank fucks.
and now you all rush this this crossbow gun line of Dark Elves. They are incredibly disciplined with their when it comes to firing their weapons. Left legs up front, right legs back. They've practically almost unerringly dropped up not dropped their weapons, but put up their weapons at the same time and just fired. And so, Gustav, I'm going to roll for you. They don't get the bonus that they had before from you being surprised. So, no, the bolt flew right past you. I'm going to roll for Johannes. Johannes, you took 1 in the chest, sadly, but this only has strength 2. Of course. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I soak up with my mail and my toughness. I soak up 6 of that.
Wait, because I haven't finished yet. I still need to see if the reroll went.
5 more times.
No. If the reroll went, the first reroll actually 53. First reroll went through by 1, by the way. So I'm going to roll d10 for a second time. So that's 18 total.
18 total points.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
and you you only have 2 points because they have this trait that decreases your armor when shot by 1.
Oh, okay. Well, that's even better. Okay, so 18 minus 5 is 13. I have 12, so I am now
-1.
down. Yeah, -1.
My suggestion is to not use fate when you're -1. That said, in my other group lately, when I've said that and the player took that crit when he was, I think, -2, I think I rolled maximum possible roll, and I think he lost his hand. So You know, don't
Oh,
quote
wait.
don't quote
would be-
me.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, except that you're
I'll
yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
I'll take the penalty. I'll take the crit.
okay, so first
Can
of
you
all,
use the luck to alter the permanent damage roll?
no. I mean, are you asking about the
About
damage that I
10%?
wrote?
Or yeah, like whatever permanent damage he gets from a minus one. crit.
No, remember, guys, in our games, and I know that this campaign hasn't been that combat heavy yet, so until now, so perhaps some of you might forgotten. Of course, Gaston is, I mean, Andy is new. So how this works? For example, if Johannes will get a very nasty roll on critical table now, and let's say that he'll get his, I know, appendix punctured or something, or maybe let's make it a bit easier. If he would, for example, lose 3 fingers, right, from a blow, if you want to save a single finger, you need to spend a single fate point for a single finger. Like, crits in this game suck. That's why you do everything not to get them. Because critical hits and their effects are usually permanent and very game-changing for a character. Yeah, so, but -1, again, I think, Sean, that you're doing the right thing. If you really want to do that, of course.
No, I want to do it.
Okay?
I like to live on the edge. As long as I don't lose my penis, and then I can't marry Hannah.
Well, you can, but you're going to be a cock. You know.
And -1 isn't so bad, but going into the next hit, you're gonna be like minus whatever.
No.
So like
It always goes to 0. In Dark Heresy, it stays. For example, if you get minus...
he just had 12 hit points and now he's at 0. So like the next hit, he can soak the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know.
So you might be defending.
Well, I'm relying on the kindness of strangers.
I've always been given
And that they won't shoot my corpse on the ground.
Hey guys, since my corpse is on the ground outside, can I go?
I mean, yeah, we'll be, if you want, we'll be probably ending this soonish. But if you want, Michael, of course, you can go if you know that's.
I mean,
that's you wish.
I appreciate trying to rope me in on stuff and such, but I'm gonna go play with my son.
No worries.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
All right.
We'll be.
Bye.
Bye. We'll tell you what happened later.
I'll touch up with you guys later.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Sean, add a single insanity point to your character sheet because you took a critical hit.
Yeah.
I think that's the first one this campaign.
Sweet.
And now I'm going to roll D100.
Maybe I'll get the witch hunters to give me like a cool prosthetic.
Yeah, that's actually not too bad. 45, so it's 5, and I need to see its piercing damage. Arrow and bolt. Okay, so what happened, Johannes, was that you rushed towards the line of the Dark Elves, firing their crossbows, and then you suddenly felt something hit you straight in the chest. You grunted, first in surprise, then in pain, because the bolt lodges under your rib, causing you intense pain every time you move, making you to suffer a -10% penalty to your weapon skill until the arrow bolt is removed. This takes 2 full actions and requires a successful heal test or a hard -20 agility test. Failure means the shaft broke, but the head of the arrow remains, bolt lodged in your target's ribcage now, instead requiring successful -20 heal test and 6 full actions to remove. So, yeah, you just been skewered by a bolt.
Okay. And essentially I'm going to need surgery to have it removed.
Yeah, I mean, out of game when we finish this, if you survive, then of course you'll be saved by a surgeon. The bolt will be removed, and Hannah will give you a kiss on the forehead because you're such a brave boy. Yeah,
I'll get a lollipop.
Yeah. And Gaston, lastly, it's you. A single bolt flies towards you. It hits you in the arm. I'm going to roll damage. Nothing. The bolt simply, bounced off your armor. You clash.
So I was gonna say, you know what's funny about this is I was feeling all cocky because I didn't get hit the entire time.
Yeah. now
Right.
you got
Like, oh.
yeah. And remember, for the purposes of this combat, you're on 0 HP. So you clash with the line of the of the Dark of Corsairs. You know, the sounds of weapons clashing against each other, the screams, the yells. Combat is going on, and how this works is that once again. Actually, no. Since there are fewer of you, I'm going to roll percentage roll this time. If you get a comrade, because the Drukai are still there are still quite a few of them, and some of your group, well, they were left behind dead or dying, sadly. Lambert, for example. So, Gustav, actually I would like for you to roll D100. 150 means that you get a companion to fight by your side.
Okay.
Sadly not. You find yourself face to face with one of the Dark Elves.
Been real, guys.
Yeah, this one is armed with this long dagger and the sword that that they all carry. That said, remember that every turn you may be able to get a comrade. Now, Johannes, same with you. 150.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I hit the.
Oh, by the
I
way,
hit the wrong thing.
and
What?
if you get one, you can opt for your comrade to get him instead of you, if you
Okay.
want.
So I'm just rolling a D100.
Yeah, and you 150, you get a friend.
Okay. Boop.
Nice, you
Ah.
get a friend. You have a. Let's say that you have one of the Arabian witch hunter, apprentice. The
Okay.
one that I've described on our last session. And Gaston, finally your turn. You're alone. So we'll stick to the initiative from the last fight. Gustav, you in this huge press of bodies that you're fighting just a few feet from the altar, from the stone. You hear Ginter Klinger crying, "Take the stone! Destroy the stone! It's the source!" And you don't hear the source of what, but you guess all of this that's happening. You suddenly,
Destroy the stone.
yeah, you suddenly, find yourself standing in front of this dark elven warrior. He looks at you. He squints his huge almond black eyes, and he tries to kill you. That said, again, for this turn, they only deliver a single attack on you guys. Since you don't get charge bonuses, but they also, in return, don't get multiple attacks. So, single strike on you. The strike goes towards your legs. Do you want to parry or dodge?
Dodge.
All right. Go for it. Sorry. Nice.
Okay.
You've managed to jump away just in time. This whole demented cave, just the echoes of combat. They bounce from the walls. All of you feel like you're fighting some horrible, it's like hell, from one of the many old world's religions, the place where sinners go after their death and are eternally tormented by evil spirits inhabiting those places. Johannes, you are you have this Arabian right next to you, and he's screaming something in his native language that you don't understand. The Dark Elf standing in front of you, he has again crossbow pistol that he managed to take off his belt, and he will fire at you with the pistol and stab the Arabian.
Okay.
So far as he stabs the Arabian, of course. And yeah, the young man with dusky skin, wielding this strange but very beautiful looking made scimitar, tries to jump away to avoid the blow. No. And well, fortunately, that's not too bad. He's been hurt. You know, he failed to move back just in time, and you've seen barely that the Dark Elf's blade nicked his leg, but you can't really think about this for too long because the Dark Elf, you know, quick like a snake, aims the crossbow pistol on you and fires, practically point blank. And let me see, because minus 20, yeah, he failed.
Yay!
Yeah.
I was worried there for a
No,
second.
no,
I'm
no,
like,
no. Yeah,
51.
that would be a headshot, but no, he actually like he fired at your head. You managed to like put your put your head hard to the left, and the bolt almost nicked your ear, but it failed to kill you, fortunately. And Gaston, you have this opponent in front of you again, 2 blades. He's just trying to to cut you to ribbons. All of you see that those Drukai are doing their best and fighting hardest to keep you from the altar. And all right. The first blow you take on your shield without any problems. There's not second strike because I forgot that there wasn't supposed to be. So you took it on your shield without any problems. Now, Gustav, it's your turn.
I'm gonna go for a just simple attack so I can save an extra pair. Or
yeah,
I should have 2 parries left.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. By the way, Johannes, retroactively, you weren't shot because he only had a single attack, so he only stabbed the Britannian. So yeah, my bad. Yeah. You've managed to hit?
I don't think so. Not unless I get a bonus.
You don't, unfortunately. How much weapon skill do you have?
42.
You were close. The club almost connected with this thing's knee. Unfortunately, he blocked it with the dagger. Now we have Gaston. What about you? I presume multiple attacks, right?
Yes.
All right. The first one goes for the arm. He'll try and block. He failed. Roll damage. Nice! For the lady! Roll weapon skill, and this time it's basic, without +5 from the sword. You always roll on basic weapon skill for... you've passed very well. Roll d10.
1, 2, he rolled a 1.
Yep. Alright, 10 plus 5. Yeah, that doesn't matter.
It did.
Yeah, you you simply chopped him to pieces. Your sword arm, you literally moved too fast for even the elf to be able to notice the blows, and you removed practically his legs, his arms, his head. You just murdered the ever-living shit out of him. You're completely covered in pieces of his armor, skin, the strange scaled cloak. You really look like something from a children's fright tale. This boogeyman coming to during the night to punish those who misbehaved. You also see that your attack gave you a sort of opening to reach the altar if you want. Or you can engage another one of the Drukai next turn. But for like a split second, you'll be able to probably squeeze yourself towards the altar if you wish to do so. However, just so you know, if you do this, you'll probably be also taking a few opportunistic hits from nearby Dark Elf warriors. But but that's for next turn. After that, we have the mercenaries, the Sigmarite, henchmen. Johannes, the Arabian he cries once again something in his strange melodic language, and he, in a very dance-like way, delivers this flurry of strikes and cuts towards the Dark Elf. He has 3 attacks. He's one of the better... yeah, no, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Second connects, nice. The Dark Elf, he can only dodge because he has a crossbow pistol. So I'm going to roll. He failed. Nice. Okay, so 4, so 12 total. Minus. I guess, right, and the third attack. Third attack failed. So Johannes, you saw that this foreigner, you know, he obviously took offense in what happened to him, and he, one of his strikes opened a huge gash on the Drukai's arm. The creature cried out in pain. There is blood everywhere, and now we have. Now once again we need to roll for the combat flow. By the way.
I think it's Johannes now, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, Johannes. Yes, completely forgot. Sorry.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that here's my question. So we ran into the room. I got shot. I went ow. Then
No, you didn't get shot.
No, you got shot.
No. I got the critical.
Yeah.
So I'm rewinding
Okay.
a little bit. So I got shot. I got ow. Then a guy ran up next to me, and we got into combat with this one person. Now, is it possible that I could kind of crawl on my hands and knees or whatever, you know, kind of avoid this guy who's fighting the Arabian and crawl my way towards the altar?
You can. I mean, you don't even have to crawl. You can do that. Unfortunately, when it comes to games terms, you are locked in combat with him, which means that you get a single strike, and given the fact that you don't have this opening like the one I described to Gaston,
right?
You'll be getting more opportunistic strikes.
Okay.
Less. Gaston will also get them, but less. And I would require you to roll probably strength test or agility test to see if you reach the altar.
Okay, so in other words, that's a terrible idea. Okay.
It's very ambitious, and I like that, but you will probably fail.
Yeah. So it was just a thought that like, since everybody ignored me the last battle,
yeah,
that I could get away with it. But no, that's fine. So what I will do then is I will, similarly to the last time, I will take an aim shot with my club at this guy, and so now I'm minus 20, minus 30, plus 10, so I'm only minus 20. Right?
Yeah, that's that.
Okay.
You have plus
minus
10
20.
from the... Wait, you are fighting with a Rice Guard, yes? Right next to you? No, the Arabian. The Arabian. Yeah, sorry.
Arabian.
Yeah. Yes, you have minus 20, sure. Roll.
Yeah, so just minus 20 instead of minus 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Nope.
You don't want to reroll that.
I will not reroll
okay.
that.
Yeah,
I
you are...
save it for my dodge or whatever.
Yeah, you are trying to club this fiend to death. Unfortunately, every time you raise the club, you feel those spasms of pain emanating from the wound. You try not to think about the fact that you have a crossbow bolt sticking from your chest, and you're not sure what it does to your insides, to your innards. So now let's roll combat flow. Which one of you guys wants to do that?
You want me to do it since I've been rolling so high?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. We'll take turns.
Nice,
of course not.
nice. Let's see. I can roll lower. You see, I can roll lower.
Suck it, Dark Elf. So we're back to plus 5.
Yes, you have plus 5.
All right.
Which, however, there's also one thing left, and she's out of combat. I mean, I haven't included her in the initiative, but she has a free action per turn. I'm talking, of course, about the Dark Elf Sorceress, previously known as Gorina Akner. She can cast spells, even though she's trying to... well, you guess that she's doing something with the with this orb. She also points the staff towards your general direction, and in this strange, sibilant, hissing tone, in a language that you don't understand, that sounds like jagged knives scraping on glass, she utters a few words, and then we shall see what will happen. Now I will roll a very simple test. I will roll d4. Actually, no, sorry. I will roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I rolled d8, and you guys are 1 to 3 from left to right. If this will, if I roll one of you, then you'll be getting the spell in the face. If I roll higher, it will be one. It will be someone from the group. So the 8. Johannes, unfortunately.
How did I know it was gonna be me? God damn.
You try to hit him, and maybe because of that, when your club rose and then fell, perhaps she saw you as a threat. You're not sure, but you almost felt, and that's why you look at her, that she's looking at you and trying to do something to you, and you see this horned skull topped staff aimed at your person, and the woman utters the final syllables of the spell. Alright, so let me quickly open the yeah, here it is. Tome of Corruption.
Say, hit me, baby, one more time.
Oh, she will. She will. She most certainly will. Actually, I don't even remember if that's if the spell is here. Sorry that it takes a bit, but I need to.
Hopefully, he'll screw up with the winds of magic and pop.
Probably yes.
Right.
Probably
Yes.
yes. There's a big chance for that.
It's not a very viable career in the system.
Oh yeah, being a wizard sucks.
Especially with the rules that I'm using for magic. They are slightly harder, but then again, without them, I think that magic in 2nd edition can be extremely overpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun when you successfully cast a spell. Not so fun when you when you roll doubles or triples.
Well, there's the Kislevite magic. You have a spell there that avoids both toughness bonus and armor when it deals damage. So that's very fun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is this? Oh, here it is. Okay, nice. Okay, rolling 3d10. Let's see.
It's damage.
No manifestation, but the spell went off. So unfortunately, unfortunately, it went off. Okay. Sean, sorry, actually, Johannes, you start to feel very strange because what happens is what happens is that a bunch of tentacles formed of pure shadow emerged from the staff, and they coiled around your entire frame, your entire person, and they start choking you. Test me toughness immediately.
Okay, minus 30.
I think minus 20. You don't get minus 10 to your.
Oh, I don't get enough. Oh, it's only combat rolls. Hey, but yeah, sorry,
yeah.
it's taking. We're taking a little longer than 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
You want to play Catan real bad? All right. Yeah, thanks. All right, well, I'm gonna roll my toughness. So minus 20 just from the farts, not from the.
Yeah. You passed. Very nice. Very nice.
I go.
Yeah.
You bitch!
I mean, what happens is. Wait a second. Yeah, that's how it worked. You felt the coils almost crushing you, but then maybe it was Sigmar, maybe it was Hannah. You don't know who you love more. But it gave you the strength, and you essentially did this, and you just, extended your arms in both directions and broke the tentacles. They turned, like they disintegrated. Those dark, shadowy, emanations simply disappeared, and with this huge look of satisfaction, you see that on the sorceress's face, there's genuine surprise. Like she wasn't expecting that. Yeah.
Say you cannot harm a devout son of the Empire with your foul magics.
Nice. I like that. Okay, because actually, if you would fail that would suck. This is one of the worst. Most powerful spells from the shadow magic. So.
I can imagine that it would have been very bad.
Yeah. So now we have new turn completely. The elves you get +5, not the elves, but the elves are still first. Gustav, your opponent fights to the death, of course, and so 3 attacks from him. First attack goes, I think first attack actually hit, or. Yeah, it managed to connect. Are you parrying or dodging?
I'm gonna dodge.
Okay, you try to move away from the blade as fast as possible. Nice.
Okay.
Very nice. Sorry. Second strike. Connects with the arm. Parry.
Yeah.
Okay. Basic weapon skill. Sorry, +5 weapon skill, but no.
No.
You can reroll if you wish.
I don't have a luck.
Okay.
So I think I used all my luck.
So I'm rolling d10. Sorry, that was d12. That doesn't count. This is d10. That counts. 9 total.
I'm going to
Fate out.
How much do you have left after that?
I have 2 hit points right now, so that would be -7.
But you have toughness and you have armor, right?
Oh, true, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I panicked.
No worries. I was surprised that
Yeah, I was like, I'm done for.
Yeah.
So I got. That puts me at negative. You said it was 9?
Yes, 9 total. Mm-hmm.
I have 4 toughness, 1 armor, -3.
And 2 hit points, so 5, 7. Wait, 1 toughness, 5 armor. So 4 go through. So you're on -2, if I read that right.
Yeah, I think so. You're right.
So -2. Do you want fate or do you want to try? -2 is not that bad.
Death rolls on -2, right?
Well, I mean, I can't really tell you that, but for...
Oh yeah, I wouldn't know that. So.
I mean, if I roll very high, even if it's not a death roll, that can still potentially be very bad for your character. However, this is only -2, and one thing about my games, I don't usually give new fate points. They are a very powerful mechanic, so take that into consideration, guys.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Okay,
But
but
I'm
however,
probably
at the same time,
going
just make sure that you want to take it. So,
Yeah.
Okay, so add a single insanity point to your character sheet. I think it's your first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm rolling D100. Wow, that's a fucking good roll. Wow, shit.
Well, it's nice knowing you, Brian.
No, you're still alive. That's the thing.
You get a cool eye patch now.
That was 33 because I need to check the exact location that you were hit. 33 is right arm, which is your dominant. Yeah, and
Gotta learn how to jerk off with the left hand now.
supposedly is the best feeling in the world. So
Yeah, it's like somebody else doing it.
yeah, I wouldn't know about that.
Sure.
Sure. Well, I mean, I should ask my uncle, right? Sorry, that was horrible. Okay, what happened was the Drukai's weapon, like you've jumped away from the first blow just in time, but this thing simply followed you incredibly quickly, and his other sword, he retracted the blade, and then he once again cut in this almost with this incredible speed. It slashed deeply into your shoulder, severing the collarbone. Yeah, now I need to roll 150. No, fortunately your artery hasn't been cut. That's good.
Generally speaking, that's the desirable outcome.
Yeah. Because if it would, then you would get -10% cumulative each turn for all stats. And then when your stats reach 0, then you die within next 10 turns. So your arm is useless, and you suffer a penalty of -20% to all weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, and agility tests until your wounds are fully restored and the stump healed.
So it's cut off?
Well, it says severing the collarbone.
Severed at...
But severing the collarbone would... that's the thing. The guy...
I don't get how a stump would form, and if a stump would form, I don't think I would survive the...
Yeah.
Where that got cut off.
Well, so your collarbone goes from your shoulder to just below, just above your sternum, right? So if it's actually a severing, yeah, your arm is cut off at the shoulder.
But how would you survive that? Like that?
Well, he actually mentions that there's a 50% chance, that's what I wrote for, the large artery of the shoulder is severed or the tip of the lung punctured, in which case you suffer those penalties. That said, Brian, for your benefit, I will say that the arm is not severed. That, yes, your collarbone has been destroyed by this blow, and yes, your arm is useless, because it says the arm will be useless and he'll suffer a penalty of -20%. So, not cut off, but useless.
Right.
So,
I feel like it'll be useless having had a collarbone injury.
Yeah.
It'll be useless for the immediate future until you're healed.
Yeah. So let's say that you have your arm. However, the blow is so powerful that it does indeed cut through your collarbone. The pain is simply something that you've never felt before. You howl in agony. You drop the club to the ground because, well, your right arm, and you can use it, in any way. Funnily enough, you're not stunned, fortunately. You can act normally, but yes, you will have to heal fully before the arm will be usable again. And now it's time for the third attack because that was only the second one. And the third attack, and that's like I love rolls like that because your opponent is dead. You stumble back. Your arm is hanging limply to your side. You feel the gush of blood hitting your face. You smell and taste the iron in your mouth. You smell the iron in your nose, taste it in your mouth. You see through this red haze of pain your opponent preparing to cut your throat with his dagger, with the weapon that he's holding in his offhand. But then you hear, "Oi, Elgis, come!" and you only see the suggestion of this huge double-bladed axe, bisecting the Dark Elf from top to bottom as you Sarlun Thundercoat kills your opponent and pushes you back, saying something. "That's not your time to die yet, manling! Leave some for me," he says. Yeah, and that's how this ends. And by the way, because of that, there's also an opening, Brian. Like I said, you can act normally. There's a split-second opening through the crowd towards the altar. So yeah.
I'm doing it.
Johannes, no, sorry, your opponent, because your opponent is dead, right? No, actually, it's not. No, it's not.
No, I don't think so. I think the elf is still there. And,
yeah.
You're still fighting yours, I think.
So I'll roll if he fights you or the Arabian. He fights Arabian, so I'll quickly do the 3 attacks. First failed, second went through, the Arabian will dodge, hopefully, yes, and third, minus 20, yeah, it failed, of minus 20. Alright, so Johannes, you see that, after you broke the spell, you see that the Dark Elf and the Arabian, you guess really that he's probably a kid, like maybe he's 17, 16 years old, something like that. He looks very young.
Same age as me.
Yeah, even so, he's skilled enough to hold his own against this river. But, finally, we have new turn, your turn, I mean, after the Dark Elf's finish. Gustav, what are you doing? And by the way, what's that sound in your background? Someone is...
some contrast paint spilled all over my table.
Oh,
I'm trying to wipe it up.
No
I
worries,
apologize, I'm almost done.
No worries. Gustav, what are you doing?
You said there's an opening to get to the orb?
You can get to the orb, but you will get at least, I would say, only a single free blow from one of the Dark Elves as you're trying to pass them. You will be able to dodge it. You will be able to dodge it. But you'll also be able to move through the opening, through the flow of combat to the altar, and tell me, what do you want to do? Because moving to the altar is a single action. What is your second action? What do you want to do?
Once I want to hit the thing.
You want to hit the thing, or perhaps you want to grab it, or you want to...
He said destroy it, right?
He said you destroy it, but you don't know if you can. This thing... Like you see it even now in this like slow motion. It's like a black sphere made from rock. Like this rock is not reflective in any way, but it gives off those waves of the lilac light. And the waves are faster actually. You only notice that right now. That they like woom 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 woom. The sound in your heads, it's almost frantic now. What do you want to do?
I feel like I need to hit it.
Okay, so you want to go there and you want to hit it with your dagger.
Or club. Yeah.
You don't have a club, remember. You.
Oh, right, yeah.
Your right arm is useless. Your left arm works fine. Sure, but... You still need to roll weapon skill, but with modifiers. Don't worry. So you want to do that, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You make a dash towards the altar, weaving between the combatants, both human, dwarf, and elf, and you're maybe dodging a single blow from one of the coursers. You're dodging the second one. But we shall see if the third one hits. No, unfortunately for you, run out is on your side. All the strikes miss you, or maybe only cut your clothes, cut your tunic. You stand in front of the altar. You see the sorceress. She is bathed in this light, and she has this insane look of, insane, almost rapturous glee on her face. There's triumph in her horrifying eyes. The eyes are jet black, but you think that you see something swimming inside. She even utters the words in actually very well intoned Reichspiel. "You're too late, human." And you try to strike, and then she sees that you try to strike the orb with the dagger, and she's like, "No!" Alright, so you're attacking with your offhand, which is minus 20%. However, you're attacking a static target, which normally, I believe, if you just strike a thing, it automatically hits. That said, given the situation, given the circumstances, I will give you plus 30% to strike.
Okay.
So you effectively strike at plus 10. Plus 15 because you won the...
I got the minus 20 from the arm, yeah.
Yeah, so plus 15 total because you won the group combat roll earlier.
Mercy of the goddess be upon you, and I'm gonna hit it.
Mm-hmm. And you did. And the world ended. Your dagger connected with the sphere. There was this thunderclap of noise. The howl of the sorceress as the energies she tried to unleash, the energies needed to transport an entire fleet of the Dark Elves right into the very heart of the Empire, consumed her in a split second. The lilac flames turned her into ash. And not only that, the shockwave, the feedback from her horrible death, you have no idea how it worked, why it worked, but it had similar effect on her minions. The Dark Elves' heads exploded like melons, like overripe melons. They went like pop, 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 just showering you all in pieces of skull, in fragments of their brains, fragments of their helmets. Maybe some of you, like, only after the fight noticed that a few of the metal fragments were embedded into your own flesh, or maybe into your clothes. You have no idea. Gustav, your dagger connected with the orb, and you fell to the ground screaming in agony. You don't hear or see anything around you because you're not here anymore. You're somewhere else. You are flying high above the endless water. You think it's night, stormy night. The rain and thunderbolts are all can be seen everywhere. They're all around you. You're soaked wet, even though you're not really here. But you are here. But you're not really here. And under you, you can see in horror the fleet, dozens of ships, long, sleek, jagged and cruelly made, and manned by hundreds of warriors, of hardened, merciless veteran killers. You see that on some of them there are other worse things, monstrous shapes with many heads, or giant horrifying amalgams of huge cats and some draconic creatures with huge wings. They are ridden by Drukai warlords ready to unleash their mounts on the poor, unsuspecting citizens of Altdorf. And just before you go back to your body, just before this horrible vision, which is true, ends, you also see in this flash of thunder, of lightning, in the distance, a mountain on waves, a castle pulled by gigantic sea creatures. One and the only two words coming to your mind when you see this right before you wake up are black arc, and then you wake up. One last roll for this adventure. Gustav, I would like for you to roll me willpower.
Okay.
Wait,
I'm out of luck.
Nice.
Nice.
You don't get an insanity point. Right. So I propose that we do like the aftermath, the after report, stuff like that next time when Michael returns.
Yeah.
But for and I will also give you all the points for finishing the complete scenario next time. For now, for today's session, let's say that each of you, including Michael, gets 150.
Okay.
Total, because like there wasn't much role playing today. I know it was only combat, so but you did well. So you all get 150, and there will be more at the beginning of our next session. But I want Michael to be present. And yeah, that's it. I will tell you what happened next time, how the fight ended, who survived, who didn't, what happened to your friends, what happened to Lambert, what happened to the inn, Shepherd's Wand, and to Marla. But that will be for the next time. So 150 for everyone, and very quickly. I can't play this month, and I can play on 22nd, 29th, sadly. So next game date is either 6th, if you guys are cool with that.
Yeah, I think it should work.
Okay, Brian, what about you?
6. That's our anniversary, but we're probably gonna do something on Saturday. So let me talk to the wife. Put me down for it. Worst case, I have to change it in a day or two. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no worries.
We'll change the date. So for now, it's 6th, and yeah, that's it for today. Very good game, guys. Congratulations.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah.
Alright.
And everyone survived.
Yes, we all lived happily ever after.
Except my collarbone.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and my ribs.
And my ribs, yeah.
We'll get you all fixed up.
Yeah.
We'll get you all
Yeah.
fixed up.
And Lambert has a lobotomy right now, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's that. Right. So thank you very much. And next time, of course, we'll start a new scenario. I mean, there will be the downtime. You'll be able to tell me what you are planning to do, not only with roles, but for example, also, or rather mostly with, you know, in game, so to speak. So I know that Johannes will try and speak to Hannah's father. I know that Gustav, you had your own plans. Gaston, I don't know what you
Might not be doing any physical stuff. So.
yeah, I don't know what you'll be wanting to do, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's plenty of other stuff up to learn.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Take care, guys. I'll hopefully hear from you on the 6th. Bye bye.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks.
Later,
No
guys.
sort of roll 20.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Cool. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.